Drive through for cash. Thanks to McDonald's, Gippsland Restaurants and TRFM.
Which horse did you back in the
1 and 2.
Want a beer?
Yeah, get us 2.
I might get a schnitty for dinner. I could go a couple.
Want twice the benefits? Then become a member at Moe Racing Club. You'll enjoy perks like discounted menu and drinks at Moe's club.com.au.
The car is full of kids with a long trip ahead. Take the family away. It'll be fun, they said. Bellies are grumbling and starting to groan. Now one of the kids needs the throne. Bluey on the tablet is not working well. Please someone take me from this self-inflicted hell. Round a few more bends and I think I see, yes, it's a BK's takeaway and I'm stopping for me.
Hallelujah! BK's Takeaway, Trafalgar and Warrigal, seriously good burgers and much more.
Motor accidents can cause pain and stress. Let us at Allen's Panels Moe lighten that load and take some of that stress away. For all your vehicle repairs, come and see us. We're your local team who will treat you like family every time. Visit allenspanels.com.au for more today.
Get set for the games with a new TV from Harvey Norman. Race in for hot deals on the big brands, plus buy now and get bonus local delivery and installation on selected TVs. Upgrade to the latest in big screen technology, from 55-inch to a super king-size 100-inch. Don't miss a minute of the action with this amazing offer. Bonus local delivery and installation with selected TVs. Plus, buy with a selected soundbar and we'll install that as well. Limited time now at Harvey Norman. Best range, best brands, best price, guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Iron Man. 4x4.
Coaster Country 4x4 and Outdoor is introducing a new range of winches. The Frontier 9,500 pound and 12,000 pound, available in synthetic and wire rope. Same performance, better value. Get a 12,000 pound synthetic rope winch for under $1,000 with a 5-year warranty. Get sorted, get safe and get a lot more at Coaster Country 4x4 and Outdoor, Payne Street, Bairnsdale.
Struggling with a loved one's drug or alcohol misuse? AXO's Family and Carer Support Service Gippsland offers free confidential support and counselling, as well as group education sessions and a support group. Simply search for ACSO Family Support Program online.
Hello, welcome to Carpet Country.
It's Jeff here.
Hi, Jeff.
I'm over your way soon, and I thought I might pop in.
Well, we'll roll out the wool carpet for you.
Sweet as, bro. Hey, might grab myself some wool carpet while I'm there.
Excellent choice. We've got plush, twist, loop, and textured.
Textured, cuz?
Yeah, textured.
And twist?
Yes.
Terrific. Sounds luxe.
Sure is, cuz.
Our range of floor coverings may throw you for a loop. Carpet Country in sale and at Traralgon Superstore.
Thinking of building? Don't downgrade your standards. Step up. Virtue Homes Gippsland. CDBU 48113.
Gippsland Live on TRFM.
Let's get down to business.
Very good afternoon. Welcome to Parrot Park this afternoon, live from Leongatha. It's round 13 of the Alinta Energy Gippsland League, and it is the Parrots taking on Wonthaggi. Leongatha sit on top, and they are clear at the moment, but consistency with player availability, ins and outs, has not been a favourable one for the Parrots in season 2024. Today, though, they got the opportunity to stop the Wonthaggi Power's current 3-game winning surge, and they are just about getting back to full strength as well, is Wonthaggi. No ruckman today, but the finals door is still ajar for him, and today could be the day that they re-emerge. And I don't think, if we cast our minds back maybe 6 weeks ago, we would have been saying Wonthaggi are still a chance to play finals. Well, they are, and this is a big game for them this afternoon. Great to have your company on TRFM. My name's Darryl Cooling, and joining me is my co-caller this afternoon, Rob Popplestone, a little bit under the weather, but like a true champion and a true trooper that he is, he's with us, unlike Nick Boctolacchino.
Oh, I never used to play this way, you know that. But anyway, when the going gets tough now, I'm okay. As long as I've got a wind cheater on and a hoodie, I'm fine. G'day Scud, g'day Gippsland, and to the Beast and Paul Carter. Looking forward to this afternoon. A really, really intriguing clash for a lot of reasons. None more so than the fact that, you know, as we mentioned, there is a bit of theatre to Wonthaggi starting to surge and maybe being a side that adds to 3 or 4 that are wanting to threaten Leongatha at the business end of the season, and just how close they are to doing that we'll find out in a couple of hours' time.
Yeah, we certainly will. Thank you very much, Rob Popplestone. Special comments this afternoon is all thanks to Carpet Country, helping dreams become a reality since 1981, and today it is a Beast. Daniel Hutchison, how are you, Beast?
Yeah, great, Daryl. Great to be here over in the south of Gippsland, and welcome and listen to all the listeners out there.
Of course, number one stats man in the business is Paul Carter. He's here for Gippsland Ozusa. The new D-Max is available at Gippsland Ozusa Ute. Paul Carter.
Good afternoon, Daryl and listeners. Good to see the sun shining, and proud to happy to report that the Wonthaggi team is now all uniform. That must have been something to do with the warm-up. Just let listeners know, when they were doing the warm-up, they were doing centre clearances, and Braden Doob was wearing the Wonthaggi crash jumper while all the other boys were going around in the hometown black.
I actually saw what he did, Paul, and you'll find that the jumpers are reversible. So very smart of the Wonthaggi boys. When they do that sort of work, they can reverse them in and out. But here we did think. He is away, and sometimes the Clash Guernsey is on an away game, so he might have been just ahead of everyone else.
Maybe the rest of the side have got the
They were the wrong.
Yeah, Guernsey's wrong.
All right, time for our tips. Both sides are in their huddle, just about to break away to get this first quarter for Virtue Homes underway. Paul Carter, who wins round 13, Leongatha Wonthaggi?
Well, I'll tell you what, the last 4 games has gone 2 each. Unfortunately for Wonthaggi, one of them was the grand final, but I think this afternoon that Wonthaggi have got way more to lose than Leongatha, and I think they might get across the line by about 8 points.
All right.
Love to see Wonthaggi, and I've sort of teased Wonthaggi all the way through, but I'm having a look at the warm-up, and, you know, I like to see just how sides are tuned into the warm-up. I really think this Parrot side might... They're going to lift to the opportunity of maybe killing off Wonthaggi's enthusiasm about a finals position. I'm going to go Leongatha by 40 points.
Wow, okay. All right, that's. I'm sure the Parrot listeners will love to hear that one on their home deck. Beast, before we start?
Look, I think early in the year we did give a percentage chance on Wonthaggi with their start. They were unlikely to make it. They're now knocking on the door of the 5. I don't think a home ground advantage really plays a big part in footy these days, so I'm going to go Wonthaggi by a very, very short margin of a goal.
All right, I'm going to go Wonthaggi as well. I think a bit of an upset. I think 1 point, if you don't mind, Poppy.
Very good, happy with that.
As we sort of roll into this one, it's going to be a tight game, that's for sure.
Good luck, boys.
Yeah, big Nathan Brown goes forward with Cooper McGuinness with the long sleeves. In the middle of the ground, the 2 ruckmen, it will be Stewart. As we said, we've spoken about this to kick things off. So Jared Stewart's going to take the number 1 ruck duties, and he's going up against Shannon Bray, who we know is one of the key defenders for the Wonthaggi side. As the first quarter for Virtue Homes is underway, and Stewart taps it down. Trotto was there, although Blair got on the end of it. That was Jack, kicked around his body. Top of the 50 it goes. Sovereign chases after this one for the Parrots. In tow there with Jackson Williams, and neither of them will be able to get it. It'll go over for a boundary throw-in. In the top of the 50 there for Leongatha to start this all-important clash. We'll get to Beast in a moment. He's going to have some key matchups for us in just a sec, but the ball will come back into the field. Bray taps this one down. Out the back, there was Donahue. He's quickly wrapped up in the tackle from Bates, and we'll have another stoppage. Beast, have you found something for us early?
I have young Guy Dixon there from Leongatha has gone straight to Nathan Brown, who was actually a mountain of a man, so this will be an interesting matchup for Dixon.
So Wonthaggi in there, forward 50, free kick goes the way though, the home side. Kim Drew will get on the end of that. Defensive 50. Wonthaggi kicking to the left of radio. It's the scoreboard end. Hard to pick from our commentary position. Big light pole in front of us, but we'll take a peek when we can. The Parrots say, well, they go laterally. They find a teammate in Elga. Elga does likewise, and they work from left to right, where Forrester finds his teammate in Travis Nash. They've covered no real ground, at least forward, as they come right in front of our commentary position. Jack Hume presents up nicely, takes the mark. And Wonthaggi, I can tell you right now, all 36 players are in 1/4 of the ground. So Wonthaggi well and truly are going to try to close them down. I was hoping to see that, to be honest, as he's thumped over the line from Wonthaggi's Tim Knowles and finds the boundary line. Just starting to threaten the half-forward flank for Leongatha. Grandstand side of the ground.
And that had
1 3/4 minutes in.
Sorry, Bobby, that ball just had to go out. Wonthaggi had all the numbers on this half of the ground, as you did mention.
Ball back in. Stewart with a fist out. Comes the other direction was Lindsay, and that's a good matchup too with Marriott, isn't it? And then Marriott puts a strong tackle on Kay Patterson, sorry. Another stoppage. Bray and Stewart. Bray with the body work. Let it bounce, grab the footy. Stewart wrapped him up in the tackle. Umpire will do things again.
I like the way he did that. Shannon Bray used his body nicely.
That will be the key, won't it? Because he is athletic, Stewart. Bray will get the tap down again. Head over the footy there was Bates. And we're going to have another stoppage. So no score, 2.5 minutes into the first quarter for Virtue Homes. Keep your eyes peeled for the Virtue Homes new display village opening soon. And again, Poppy just mentioned a good body work from Bray. Handballs to the open area. Kay Patterson tried to run onto it, left it behind. Head over the football there was Donahue, one of the young guns from South Gippsland. They just seem to continue to produce players, and Max is one of those. Of course, they've got another potential draftee at the end of the year as well. We'll get to that in a moment. Here is Donahue from the stoppage. Handballs out to the run of Alga. Delivery inside forward 50. Harry is playing forward this afternoon. Garnham's there at his toes. Can he be clean off the deck? Not on this occasion. Socket off the ground there was from Tim Knowles. Got it to the wing area. Sovereign puts a strong tackle on Noah Anderson. And the boundary line will beat them both. The boundary throwing out of side.
Sam Forrester for Leongatha there. Darryl is playing pretty tight on Jared Blair up forward, giving him a fair bit of stick in there at the moment.
All right, so again, Bray gets the left mitt, gets hand on ball. Can he find a teammate when searching for Lindsay? Ball held in, Blair tackle, out of side wing. So 3.5 minutes time. It's been a real arm wrestle, and no surprise, conditions are tricky, a little bit slippery, no breeze, overcast, a rainbow over the top of Parrot Park as we speak at the moment, as again the Power go forward. Bray kick off the ground, smothered off the boot, bounces back from where it came, and now a flurry of players try to burst their way through, and finally they come out of it. Nicely done. Josh Bates goes inside 50. Can he find a winner out the back? Brown, he's just seated over the boundary line. He hotly pursued was Brown by Guy Dixon, and 35 metres from Wonthaggi's goals. Again, the Power kicking to the left of radio and starting to threaten.
Just got led to the footy a little bit there, Brown. I mean, I'm not going to give him tips on how to play footy, but he probably would want to get in front there.
A renowned forward that you are, Daniel Hutchinson. You are certainly capable to give advice there. Blair trying to have it, little lost the foot in the end. Forrester grabbed it and barreled it back out. It's going to come back in. Schultz, you'd expect a good day for Schultz this afternoon. Slippery conditions, goes short to Duve. He's too far out to score, 55 metres out. Presenting target, you can hear the breeze in our effects mic going from left to right. Goes to the top of the square, does get out the back. Anderson nearly had it, then slammed into the fence. And he's going to be helped up as well. It wasn't untoward, the slippery conditions. Darcy Hume's going to go back and say to him, are you okay? And he is. Just a little bit weary though. Boundary throwing. Brown taking the ruck duties. Taps it straight down. Head over the footy was Blair. And it is going to be played a free kick.
Free kick from the non-officiating umpire 45 metres away. Officiating umpire blindsided by a bit of traffic, and Blair put his head over the ball to attack it and did a good job, Beast.
Yeah, I feel like the way the conditions are over here at the moment, I feel like if you're going to get in under like that, you are probably going to get a free kick, and that's exactly what Jared did then. He jumped in onto the footy, won himself a free kick.
Sorry, mate. They've got a couple of those type of players, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Blair looking to get the first of the game. Comes in, 40 metres out, right foot on its way, and he puts it over the goal umpire's head. Exactly what the coach wanted for this Wonthaggi side to get things underway this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, sloppy start, really skills-wise, but I think just with the conditions, as we have touched on a fair bit already, once the two sides do get their act together with the conditions, I think this game will open up and the skills will improve.
And on the Virtue Homes scoreboard, the first score of the match has come at the 6-minute mark, and it's that goal to Wonthaggi. 1 goal straight, 6. Leongatha yet to score.
I reckon Jared Blair would like everything he's seen, and for him to finish that now with the cherry is an absolute beauty. I mean, he kicked from 35, but it was on a tightish type angle, maybe 45 degrees, and in these sort of conditions, they're the sort of goals that can get your side going, as this bloke can too. Bray, another tap forward, can't find a teammate, and again, a few players from either side. Fight hard at ground level, but can't find clear air. Umpire will take control. Smack bang in the middle of Parrot Park again. It gets thrown up. And again, Bray gets the tap. Again, he cannot find a teammate. That's the crucial thing. Spills out. Falls in the arms of Hume. Needs a favourable bounce. Waits for it. Props, stops, and he gets the bounce. On that left leg, goes inside 50. West, one of the targets. In fact, Willis, I meant. One of the targets. Ball spills to the front of the pack and eventually will find its way over the boundary line. Outer side of the ground. Leongatha kicking to the town end, and 40 metres from goals there'll be a boundary throw-in.
Interesting to see what they're doing with Benny Willis here. He just started right up high in the forward line there, was dropped back as a spare man up on the wing.
Well, Stewart again takes those ruck duties, so that's a good little spot there for Beast. Working well this afternoon for Carper Country. Probably our best special comments so far this year. Jack Blair.
No doubt about that.
Jack Blair goes to ground and will have a stoppage inside Leongatha's forward 50. Directly in front from goals. They trail by 6 points at the moment. And Thomas will do the ruck duty. Stewart over the top, taps it down. Head over the football there. Was Donahue somehow got it out to Marriott from a standing start, kicks to the top of the square, and taking the grab right on the point of it is that man Jackson Harry. He's dangerous down forward, he's directly in front, top of the square, will go back to get Leongatha's first.
I can tell you he was a bit hit and miss. He was the only forward that was a bit hit and miss. I saw him just before he went to the huddle before the start of the game, from 20 metres out directly in front, he pulled it to the left.
Are you saying this is going left?
Well, I can't possibly, surely. I mean, he's 10 metres out directly in front.
Jessica Cameron done this last night.
And not on this occasion.
Beautifully done.
Over the top of the goal umpire's head, Leongatha get the goal. They match Wonthaggi, scores a level here, Beast.
Yeah, look, that's just really good bodywork by Jackson Harry there. He held his ground well. They obviously have one out the back there sitting in the goal square. I think it might have been Jensen Garnham, but his man actually came off him, so he's actually been 2-on-1, so he's done really well.
And the scores are level, as Darryl said, at the 8-minute mark of the first quarter. Both teams on the virtual home scoreboard reading 1 goal straight 6.
He's a big bulk of a bloke too, isn't he? You know, we talked about him in the ruck earlier, and you sort of Beast questioned it because of the size and bulk of him.
So back to the middle again, and this time, well, Bray hit it towards Stewart. Working hard at ground level there was Jay Walker, who comes into the side this afternoon. A couple of games this year. Good handball out from Bates to Lindsay, but he's quickly wrapped up in the tackle, holding the ball, and the free kick's going to little Argento. Right in the middle of Parrot Park. Leongatha look to go forward. They go short on this occasion. Quickly there to Drew. He kicks around his body under pressure. Top of the 50 it goes. Head over the footy. There'll be a free kick, and it's going to go Hume's way. So Jack Hume looks up, crowded forward line. He's going to unload from 55 to the open side. Here's Harry. 2 to beat, flies! Nearly took a great grab. All conditions. Argento was there, handballed out the back. And working hard down there at ground level.
I see what you mean about his power and his legs there, Darryl. He nearly flew on his shoulders then.
He's an athlete, isn't he?
Yeah.
We might see an absolute hanger. You hold your breath every time. Willis with a forward tap down, first time out the back. Running onto that one, kick off the ground was from Tim Knowles. Goes to the outer side, Hume won it in front of Kyle Yan, and now he's under a little bit of pressure. He goes to ground, so does Yan. They fight for it at ground level, slaps it out, Knowles is there. Just shoved his opponent out of the way. They couldn't get a handle on it, Leongatha, and we'll have a boundary throw in. 10 minutes in, scores all locked up, 1 straight 6. They've got a new scoreboard here at Leongatha, but they've put in a, well, not the favourable spot here for the commentary team, but for everyone else it's perfect.
So threatening forward 50, Leongatha into attack, ball spills out the back, nicely done, kick, top of the square, got the man there, nicely done. Was that Harry who led and took? Not sure, looked like his body shape. We're a long way from home, here about 175 metres.
Yeah.
It could be Garnham, you reckon?
Sorry, I'm just having a quick look at his Garnham.
Garnham, geez, they've got some options down there, haven't they? So Garnham takes the mark, he's on an angle worse than 45, he'll kick from 25. And after Leongatha poked one through early, Leongatha have got the chance to go back to back at the 11-minute mark of the second quarter. So Garnham now, tough angle, more than capable. Off the boot, looks neat. Umpire doesn't move too much. He's pretty happy with it himself. Goal number 2 to Leongatha.
You can see the way they're trying to go, Leongatha. They're just trying to get it long, direct. They clearly identify they've got some good options down there in their forward half. So getting it quick and long, and the pressure up the ground. You see Aidan Lindsay get run down and get a forced turnover there, and clearly the pressure's going to be up.
And we see Leongatha now with a 6-point lead at the 11-minute mark of the first quarter. The virtual home scoreboard, the Parrots are 2 goals straight 12, Wonthaggi 1 goal straight 6.
So Willis has gone into the ruck, and Wonthaggi have countered that. To be Thomas, I think it is, and the ruck duty's there, it is. So Willis tapped it down. Good work by Bates, tried a forward handball to a teammate in Patterson. Then he got quickly tackled. Lindsay was there to try and squeeze it out to a teammate. Nicely done out there was from Cade Brown. They go in backwards though. Kick around the body was from Gilmore. Can it find Tizioni? It does. And on his chest, half-back flank for the power side. Who trail? He looks up, not a great deal down the line. It might be just a kick to Thomas. He rolls to the wing area, puts it there. Thomas will have a couple to beat. Willis is one of those. Big spoil. Second effort was good from Thomas. and he won the free kick. He just dropped that shoulder at the crucial time, and the free kick goes to the big ruckman on the wing. Forward movement from McGuinness. He'll go there eventually. As you want the second option over the back, Blair skids through their hands. And Blair just gave McGuinness a little knee as he went past, unintentionally, of course, because they're teammates.
Yeah, this is going to be quite interesting to watch. The way Wonthaggi build up and get up forward, their two big forwards are playing quite deep, not really high up the ground, so they don't really have a great deal of options when they go down the line.
Hit over the footy there was from Walker, left it behind though. Lindsay at ground level, tried to shuffle it out. And there is Trotto, gives the handball backwards to Nash. His kick was smothered, ball in dispute. Elga's there, he couldn't get it. Free kicks coming though. Elga's way, Beast.
Yeah, he's done well to pick that up, the umpire, because we could see it pretty clear from here. Well, I could anyway.
All right, Elga went out to Jack Hume on half-back flank.
So Hume burst through defensive 50 out towards the outside. Gee, Harry went early, got a little nudge in the back, and play on's the call advantage. Goes the way of the Parrots through Ty Hill or Hall, and they go inside forward 50. They've got the numbers with the Blake Guernseys at the moment. The power just hold up was going to be a fairly powerful looking Leongatha surge, and Chud is part of the solution to the problem that was being caused for Wonthaggi. Ball thrown back up, ground level, Leongatha winning those 50-50s, nice tackle, free kick, goes the way of the visiting side.
Is that pressure again?
Yeah, good pressure, and it's Tiziani who will go along the line. Can he find a winner? He can. Will go through the midst of his teammate. It was Williams, and now we've got a 50-50 contest, and Leongatha have got the edge in that just as we speak, although free kick's been paid. It's going to go the way of Leongatha. Too high, out of side wing, and again Leongatha will try to set something up.
Yeah, Donahue is the recipient of that free kick. Max, he's on the wing, out of side. Conditions just starting to improve a little bit. The breeze has dropped. That kick goes down the line. Harry had to fly, couldn't complete it. Working backwards there was Ethan Dickerson. That was of Wonthaggi. The kick is the outlet one. Turned it over. Now they're going to rush forward again, Donahue, although whistle's gone. It'll be a throw. Free kick's going Wonthaggi's way. 14 and a half minutes, first quarter for Virtue Homes. 6-point margin in favour of Leongatha. Oh, the kick goes short, turned over. Leongatha going to reload, and it's going to be through Drew. Can't quite find the targets. They come the other direction. Well done by Knowles. He runs and attacks and goes straight down the middle of Parrot Park. Blair was there. Pickup was exceptionally good. He gave across now. That was to a teammate in Patterson. The outlet kick inside forward 50 it goes. Williams will present for him. He leaves it for Yarn, who picks it up, kicks it on the outside of the boot and puts it through. Does it hit the post? It does. No pressure at all, Cole. Yarn had the chance to get it back on level pegging. To might have scored, but they quickly play on.
They do the Leongatha side, they'll do that, try to break them open before they've got a chance to settle, and they've done that for the most part. From the half-back flank, they come unstuck now, 1 minute behind the play, sling tackle, free kick goes Leongatha's way. Left half, back flank, Elga will be the player that gets the free kick, and they're in no rush to get the ball back to him.
Just seen a few Wonthaggi games of recent, over the years. Their tackling is sometimes a little bit overzealous. I reckon they can just sharpen that up a little bit. I reckon they give away a few free kicks in that space, but just got to pull it back a fraction, I reckon.
It's all those 1%ers that add up to something significant.
Yeah, but the umpires are onto it too now, because it's the talk, it's the flavour obviously downtown in the AFL, and I reckon Wonthaggi haven't quite adjusted with their tackling technique.
Out of side of the ground, wing, nice work, Bray over the top, and Wonthaggi go forward again. They start to threaten the forward 50, but nicely marked and comfortably really by Cooper Elga.
Can I just say that the tackling pressure from Wonthaggi is enormous. It's great. It's just that fine line, isn't it? Marriott takes the mark, wants to play on quickly, gives it across to Darcy Hume. His right foot kick out in front there of Harry. Didn't quite take the mark there. He tapped it straight down, but Wonthaggi had all the numbers. And then coming the other direction was Brown, but he's going to cock the footy up as well. Elga takes the uncontested mark on the wing, and he's going to come in board to Marriott again. Slow play from Leongatha now. There's Marriott, usually a good user of the footy. This time will go high and long. Towards the 2-on-1 on that occasion. They're really going towards Harry. Brown was in the front spot to robe it. He was wrapped up in a tackle, and the umpire said, my ball.
You look at pressure, as you mentioned, Darryl, even perceived pressure sometimes. You look at the passage of play before with Wonthaggi, they try to go short in these conditions. It doesn't come off. That's one guy at the other end, and then you got Jared Blair attacking the ball, standing up in a tackle and creating something at the other end.
Yeah, exactly right. Another stoppage here.
No one getting clear of that one.
So 17 minutes gone, first quarter. Leongatha 2 goals, Wonthaggi 1-1-7.
Lindsay with the double hand over the back. Jack Blair had it and then lost it. Lindsay goes again. Just couldn't get the handle out to his ruckman in Bray. And another boundary throw in. Zambrero goal, but a contender might be a little bit hard to come by this afternoon in tough conditions. They can turn up the heat with a new spicy range. Zambrero, Terrell and Warrigal.
All right, Willis up against Shannon Bray. Probably even Stephen really on that one. No clear mid on the ball by either ruckman, but coming up, Wonthaggi with the ball, left leg, wasn't as neat as you'd like it to be, and the half-back flank, a quick kick forward. Maybe came from Dickerson, and there's a free kick being paid. It's going to go the way of Wonthaggi, or maybe mark even. But importantly, it goes the way of Wonthaggi. Tiziani had a couple of touches of the ball in recent minutes, goes inboard to Bates. Still on the defensive side of the centre of Parrot Park. Just trying to thread their way through. There's not a lot of room to move. Tiziani gets it back and he again goes short. So they're just hunting up the ball carrier. Cade Brown's the player. Out of side wing. Now they're going to threaten the corridor. They got the lead. They got the break. Nicely done. Good work. Shannon Bray waited beautifully. Got a couple of options. Which one's it going to be? She's sticking the mid in. Late to cause the contest was good. Wonthaggi, Lee made it all the way through. They'll get a second chance, but they have to be quick. Over the top, a quick kick around the body from Duvay. Offline, and nicely taken it was by Guy Dixon.
Shannon Bray just ran into a perfect spot there to get that lead up and hit up, but unfortunately just turned around and that ball just had to go deep.
So Dixon has it. He's going to go far side. Just slipped as he kicked. A little bit awkward there as well. Got to the top of the 50 though. Can they run onto it? Sock it off the ground by Argento. Bray's out there, but Argento's closing quickly. Gilmore tried to shepherd and did well in the end, and then he won the footy, did Gilmore. Goes to the top of the 50. Tiziani the target in the back from Darcy Hume. Will they call the advantage? Blair wants to run onto it. No. Blair says, I'm under pressure. I'm going to give it back to my teammate.
Experience there, I think, Darryl.
Yep. So it goes back. It's going to go Tiziani's way, who's been busy so far in this first quarter. He's going to thump it in.
Brown should be the contest.
Yeah, Guinness is the one over the back. Cornelius there, roves it, snap around the body, and he lights it off the boot, but the umpire said no. So Blake Cornelius celebrated like he kicked the Zambrero goal of the day, contender, and the umpire, he's in the right spot, said no, minus score, Paul Carter.
1 goal to 8 is the Wonthaggi score on the Virtue Home scoreboard. They travel 4 points, they get the 2 goals straight, 12.
All right, Albert goes to the outer side of the ground. He's outnumbered though, and he just got a bother all of a sudden. You don't see that happen too often. First kick out from full back, and they're equal to the task as they dance their way through a pocket of players and then go towards the boundary line. Find the boundary line. The umpire says that's fine.
No.
Darcy Hume, it's been paid a deliberate, has it?
Yep.
Indeed. So there you go, good pressure. Free kick will go the way of Wonthaggi, and it's going to go the way of Dickerson.
Might not have been deliberate, actually, it was a free kick inboard, so Dickerson was the one.
And he went searching top of the square. Willis was right there. Wasn't a great option. In fact, they're breaking down around about there as the numbers of the green and gold outnumber the black, and unfortunately they don't win possession of the ball. So the power inside forward 50 starting to pepper the pressure, and the umpire is just trying to clear the area out.
He wants him to go around, I think he's sort of saying. I'm not sure what the umpire's trying to get him to do, but he didn't move.
No, so it's going to be Shannon Bray, one of the more prolific possession getters in this first quarter. Top of the square, but they just haven't got the options there. On more than one occasion, might get Beast to talk through that when he gets a chance, because they've had plenty of opportunities. Free kick paid again. Goes the way of the power. And let's see if they can't make something out of this.
Yeah, so Lindsay has it. He's 55 metres out. Blair goes to the shallow pocket. They go to Cooper. No, they don't. McGuinness was the one I was looking for, but in the end it was Lammers who picked it off. Goes out wide now to Dixon. And that is, we've got a Dixon from Leongatha and a Dickerson from Wonthaggi for those listening out there. This one is Leongatha Dixon. Back into the side. So Guy Dixon puts it out to the outer side. Big pack will form. No one can complete the mark. Spray with a strong tackle. There's a heavy clash. Looked to be a head clash to me. Leongatha player in a little bit of trouble. As Jackson Williams has it now for Wonthaggi. Goes in the direction of Cooper McGuinness. Does he get there? Good spoil on that occasion. Was from Nash. Second effort was okay from Leongatha. Forward handball, nicely done. That was from Walker. Got it to Hume. Gives it back to Nash. His kick round the body towards the wing area. Running onto it, this one is Walker. Crunching from Thomas. Gilmore's there. Forward handball to Chug. He kicked it 2 metres. Duve is also there. He had a fresh area. It went 1 metre. And now Hume came in, gave Duve a don't argue and a bit of a shove, and Chug said, I don't want a piece of that. We're going to boundary throw him.
And as all good Wonthaggi sides have done in the past, Darryl, they have just set up quite nicely behind the ball. So every time Leongatha look to go forward, they don't really have much to go to.
So left half forward flank, Wonthaggi into attack, and as you heard from B, set up well behind the ball. Just need to make them pay at the other end of the ground. They're getting their opportunities. In fact, they're peppering the forward 50. You'd like to get some stats, Paul Carter, in the last 5 minutes or so, especially because they're doing a hell of a lot of attacking.
Wonthaggi's had the last 6 inside 50s for 2 behinds.
So they need to make more of that at the moment, but there doesn't appear to be a whole lot of system down there. Bray gets the tap. Can he find a winner? He can't. Blair, quick kick off the ground. I think gave it a yard or two before Donahue for Leongatha clears the area, but the kick goes astray and a play on the full. I mean, a free kick goes the way of Chug. Isaac Chug, or touched off the boot.
Yep.
Okay, touched off the boot, guys. Thank you.
Players were calling touch to the umpire, so they'll regret that now.
So 4 points the margin.
It was a shallow boundary throw-in. Young boundary umpire didn't quite get a hold of it.
Leongatha lead it by 4 points. Virtue home scoreboard.
23.5 minutes gone first quarter. Take 2 from the boundary umpire. That's a
great technique. Bobby.
Good technique, just a little bit shallow again, but you're doing a good job. Keep at it. Here we go. Marriott, half-back flank, along the line. Leongatha in the right positions, and spilling what maybe they should have taken was Jacob Thomas, and now the umpire will assume control.
Tell you one player that's been a good inclusion for him so far is Jay Walker for Leongatha. Only small in stature, but he's a midfielder in this Leongatha side, which is hard to get into, but he certainly had a fair bit of it this time. Though it's Jack Blair from the stoppage. Little check kick. Didn't go too far. Lands there with Patterson. He tried to take on the tackler. Now Max Donahue burst out of this stoppage. Inside forward 50. It's an open one. Big fly from the side. Couldn't complete the mark there was Garnham. Gee, I tell you what, Harry and Garnham down there, one of them will take mark of the day. Don't worry about that.
Very dangerous. Both of them look very dangerous. His eyes would have lit up because he just got really good separation from his opponent and had a really, really big jump at that footy.
Those fast forward movements inside Leongatha certainly helping Thomas. Ricochet with that kick. Handball over the shoulder there was from Bates. It's going to come to the top of the 50. Stewart was there. Head over the footy as Gilmore. Bray took on the tackler. You're in trouble. No, just got his boot away. It's going to come back. Trotto gave it to Drew. He got crunched. Handballs out towards Elgar. Left foot banana around the body. Top of the square. No one can mark. Ball in dispute. Last line. And Wonthaggi Thomas rushes it over for a minor score. Paul Carter.
Takes Jake's Leongatha to 2-1-13, leading Wonthaggi who are 1-2-8. Virtue home scoreboard, 25-minute mark first quarter.
Kind of prepared to bring the ball back into play. They would have kicked themselves if Leongatha, after sort of being under pressure, could have goaled, but they got away with one there. The visiting side as they go looking for Bray and find that player. Nice strong mark, presents well. He's done that at both ends of the ground as well as competed well in the ruck as Bray.
7 disposals, Bray, this quarter, along with 10 hit-outs.
Doing a good job, goes along the line, can't find a teammate though. Geez, I thought Mark may have been paid. Play on was the call from the umpire, and the ball and play goes over the boundary line, courtesy of a good tackle from Josh Bates.
There's Jay Walker again involved in there, Darryl, so you're right, you're spot on there with his influence already on the game.
So in front of the Wonthaggi coach's box, or basically at the interchange gateway, in between 2 coaches' boxes, there'll be a ball up over the top, nice fly high, but Jared Stewart's tap only could find the boundary line, and so there'll be a boundary throwing.
I will just throw in there, Poppy, it is really good to see a couple of boundary umpires, young kids having a crack out here, because it obviously is an issue for the game at the moment with umpires, so good on them.
Yep, if you're in the crowd or in your car and you get the opportunity to say well done, never goes astray and cost you nothing. Marriott with the ball, geez, tackled nicely. Good pressure from Wonthaggi. Ball spat out, but to no one in particular, and found that person. No one in particular. Adam Trotto's the player. He goes inside, threatens forward 50 again. Leongatha just stopped there, and a quick kick forward falls in the arms of Josh Bates. So Bates, in no rush now as we start to close in on quarter time. The visiting side trail by just 5 points. And now Bray again, another mark. Needs to move the ball quickly. Does move it quickly. And guess what? Doesn't move it well, though, because Nash read the ball so beautifully in front of Cooper McGuinness, who just ran to the wrong spot. And he goes short now to Cooper Elgar. Those glasses.
9th kick coming up for Elgar.
And doesn't usually burn it. That kick was made the stretch of Ty Hall. Yeah, it did too. And Ty Hall from right half back flank, or just short of, starts to kick towards right half forward flank. Ball spills nicely red, ground level, but over the boundary line goes Boyle and player. Nick Argento was the player.
So 27 3/4 minutes, first quarter for Virtue Homes. It's 2-1-13 Leongatha, lead by 5 points, 1-2-8 Wonthaggi. Boundary throw in. Again is shallow, and Bray in the front spot, tapped it down. Bates gave it back to Bray and was wrapped up again.
No excuses now, though, for Ruckman not to be aware that there's going to be a shallow throw and ruck accordingly.
I reckon Ruckman do this quite a bit, don't they? They always go too far back.
Too far back. Free kick has to be, surely, yep.
Goes to Bray from that ruck contest. He's been enormous, one of our better players in this first quarter for Gippsland. Isuzu go towards Blake Cornelius. Although standing strong is the youngster Max Donoghue, although a push out is going to go Blake Cornelius' way.
Sam Forrester just interfered with marginally.
Yep. That was a good pickup by the umpire. Saw it, didn't think the umpire would have seen it though. Cornelius kick towards McGuinness. Can't complete the mark. Forrester's there, took on one tackler and then runs out of his defensive 50. Can't complete the kick. However, Borshman was there to try and help out. Schultz kicks around the body, siren sounds. It went 28, nearly 29 minutes that first quarter. It's a low-scoring affair. It's a tight one over here at Parrot Park for this opening round 13 clash. The first quarter it sees Leongatha leader by 5. It's 2-1-13. 1-2-8. You are listening to Gippsland Live on Terra FM, and it's all thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical.
Thank you. Quarter time.
It's the Gippsland League top 5 for round 12. Coming in at number 1, Tyler Hillier here from Morwell. Mopped up his own work, then with a big snap. What a great finish. Number 2, Thomas Matthews here from Moe. Just ducks and weaves through traffic, then a lovely snap to finish the job. Number 3, Lachlan Byrne-Jones here from Barnsdale. He does exactly his namesake. He just burns them with his pace. Then he loads up here and kicks a beautiful goal. Number 4, Jensen Garnham here from Leongatha. Collects it well. Then the beautiful finish, caresses it home. Number 5, Archer Watt here from Maffra. Just sliding in, sticks out the peg and puts it home. A brilliant finish.
The ruck work from both teams has been pretty well shared. Jared Stewart's had 7 hit-outs, Ben Willis 6, up against Shannon Bray with 11, and Nathan Brown and Jacob Thomas both 2 apiece. Individually, of the players we're following, Cooper Elgar 9 kicks and 4 marks. A lot of those were intercepts across half-back, and he's leading the stats for Leongatha. 5 to Kim Drew, as well as Tom Marriott, and 3 apiece to Nick Argento and Sam Forrester. For Wonthaggi, along with his 11 hit-outs, Shannon Bray has had 6 kicks, 3 handballs for 9 disposals, 3 marks, 2 clearances, and 1 inside 50. The coach Jared Blair, 5 disposals, Aidan Lindsay also 5, Isaac Chug just the 1, and Jack Blair 2. I'd like to make a mention of the guys with a bit of scaffolding skills on the far side of the ground. They've created their own 3-man grandstand.
On the far side of the ground, yeah.
There's 3 guys up there during the first quarter, I noticed, and they've obviously set themselves up nicely there.
That's a key stat in that first quarter. Paul Carter's working wonders this afternoon, all thanks to Gippsland Isuzu Ute. The new D-Max is available now at Gippsland Isuzu Ute. Here's Daniel Hutchison with some key scores around the grounds across Gippsland and the Valley, thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture.
I do work in safety for a profession, Paul, and I'm not really happy with that. But anyway, we'll move on. Around the grounds in Gippsland League, Warrigal 2-2-14 to Sale 4-1-25. Over at Moe there, we've got Moe 3-4-22. Just up on Traralgon 3-1-19. Up at Maffra, it's 3-2 apiece. Maffra v Bairnsdale, and Druin 1-6-12 to Maul 2-1-13. Mid-Gippy scores 2-2-14, more East to Ballari yet to score. Fish Creek 5-6-36 are beating Tura at the moment 2-6-18. Up at Hill End it's 6-3-39, Foster to Hill End 2-1-13. MDU 3 goals straight to Mubu North 1 goal straight, and Thorpedale 4-7-31 to Tarwin 3 straight 18. Stony Creek 1-4-10 to Yanar 2-2-14.
Very good, thanks very much, Beast. Look at our conditions out here, Poppy, and
Lovely.
Great grass cover. There's no real mud at all to speak of. The grass cover's great. We've just had a bit of a look at the game down there at Druin, and it's complete opposite.
Yeah, she's pretty muddy. She's football like, if you remember seeing the Fitzroy Grand back in 1973 in the middle of winter, that's what we got as we see game. The second quarter start up here as Leongatha, quick kick forward but cut off nicely. Race is on, outer side of the ground it's Chug, and now Tiziani who goes in forward. Wonthaggi wanting to get first score on the board here. You'd think they've been pretty competitive and they're going to get a chance here too. Through Isaac Chug, turns on that left leg, top of the square, 1-on-1, can they get a winner? No, grand level, fights hard. Leongatha got the numbers, quick kick forward, off the ground, across the face of goals, and in fact, for just a minor score, it came from the boot of Blake Cornelius.
That came up in 35 seconds, so on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard, 4-point margin in favour of Leongatha, 2-1-13, Wonthaggi 1-3-9.
Be interesting to see how this second quarter starts. The first quarter is a bit of a tale of 2 halves of the quarter with going both ends, but Wonthaggi really want to get a good start here and get some scoreboard pressure on.
Well, they're certainly doing that. Forrester's kick out of full back was picked off by Chug. He went in the direction of Cornelius, couldn't complete the mark. His second effort's got 3 or 4 Leongatha players to beat, and his boundary was his friend as well, and he'll find it in the end, although he might even there might be a free kick going Wonthaggi's way, and it is. It's going Braden Dove's way. Did not see what that was for.
They just cannot find a winner from here, Beast. Anywhere inside that forward 50. They need to find something.
And they still can't. A big fist down there from the Leongatha defender. Got it back to the top of the 50. Working hard at ground level. Little quick kick there. Nicely done, although it's going to not work out in the end. Knowles goes the other direction. Lindsay was there. His kick was ricocheted. It goes backwards in the end. Chug just thumped it forward. A quick kick from Kim Drew. Got it at half forward. There's no one home, though, for Leongatha. And it's all Fergus O'Connor. And does it sit okay? It does for him. He can turn around and have a look. He's got all the time in the world. Does he find his target on the outlet? Not quite. Gets to the back, though. Dove's there. Handball missed Knowles.
Sloppy.
And now Knowles has to fight back. He gives a ordinary handball back to him, and now picked off by big Betty Willis of Leongatha. Inside forward 50. Thomas takes the mark, though.
So Thomas wants to change direction. He doesn't. There's a bit of an opportunity through the corridor where he finds Bray. It's tall. To my mind early in this second quarter. Play on. Thinks about the handball. Now has to release the kick, and he kicks to space. Leading the race, though, is Leongatha's Jack Hume. Left leg, round the body, kicks to advantage. It's 2v1. Wonthaggi have the 2, and they're going to end up finding the boundary line. Right on the intersection of forward 50 and boundary. Commentary side of the ground, that's the grandstand side.
with Leongatha kicking to the scoreboard end. Nearly 3 minutes gone, second quarter. Leongatha 2 goals 1, Wonthaggi 1 goal 3. Bray got the tap, goes out the back of the pack. Dispossessed. Willis wanted to kick it out of mid-air. Bray now doing the work as a rover at ground level to hold the ball in. Umpire will take control.
They should get on top here in this stoppage, Leongatha, because the Wonthaggi players are just numbering off and dropping back into that hole between the stoppage and the goal. So let's just see if they can get on top here, Leongatha.
So in the front spot there, Willis taps it over his shoulder. Trying to work hard there was Callaghan. And he's got Trotto to come and help. Argento squeezed the handball to Marriott. Ducks the shoulder. He's in trouble now. And Bates got him.
Not too many times you'll see Marriott get caught.
No, Bates stands up and said, I'll take that. Free kick. He's on his defensive 50. He's going to go backwards, just the required distance. And Knowles takes the mark. Inboard kick can find Schultz. Turn and continue on that switch. Outside there was O'Connor. Takes the mark. He's got Chug short. Thomas might get on the end of this into open space. And O'Connor will go in that direction. That's a good lead by Thomas. Finds him by foot. Turns around and chips it over the top, although this is going to come straight back. Oh. Turnover. Forrester takes the mark and we'll just go a little bit slow now.
A bit of a story of their day so far. I think when they get to that point, Wonthaggi, that's where they really let themselves down. They're not really going from that point on.
A lateral kick went to Kim Drew. And he thumps his right foot into it to half forward. Going to land on the chest of Borshman. He's going to come inboard to Callaghan, and he just gets him. He turns around, does Julian Callaghan on the right foot. Another good youngster. In they go. Forward 50. Harry! 1-2 bites. Couldn't get it. Back there is Gilmore. Across the face of goal. Does it go the required 15? Only just. Bray takes the mark.
Pay it just by effort, I reckon.
Yep.
Yeah. Geez, he's been busy, hasn't he?
Easily the best on ground.
I just wonder how long he can keep it up.
Yeah. Bray's kick goes out towards Knowles. Takes the mark. Want someone to work close to the boundary line. In that direction. Thomas again can take the mark in front of Drew. He wants to get the play on call and now he tries to smother it. Doesn't do so. Good kick down the line towards Brown. First time we've really called his name, Nathan Brown. Goes to ground. Dixon is on him. And now Forrester becomes the tackler. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Just while we're waiting on that ball to come back in, Darryl, we can see that the two differences between the two sides when they're going forward. Leongatha really look exciting. Something looks like something is going to actually happen as soon as they go inside 50. Down there for them, but every time Wonthaggi go forward, it's just going to come straight back out.
So Marriott does exactly what Beast alluded to there. Found his teammate, the leading Harry. Grabs it on his knees and then kicks quickly inside forward 50, thumped out of the defensive 50. And now first opportunity, Bates to the running teammate in Chug. And Chug from half back to half forward, but they're breaking down badly. Time and time again around about this region, a Sovereign under pressure, handballs quickly, inboard, finds a teammate in Borshman. And now Borshman goes inboard towards Drew. And Drew will set up the home side from the half-back and change direction.
Yeah, he's got a player on the outer side. It's Forrester. Can gather it and got some grass in front. Takes it and then kicks to half forward. Callaghan's worked really hard. On the chest. Turns and goes. Inside forward 50. Wow, that was great play by Leongatha. Just missed Stewart in the end. But it was certainly good transition footy. The switch worked well. And in the end, it went over for a boundary throw-in.
That's 7 inside 50s for Leongatha this quarter without scoring.
So boundary throw in. 6 minutes now travelled into the second quarter. The margin's at 4 points. We've only had the 1 point kick so far. Boundary throw in will be short. And in the front spot was Knowles. Double taps it down towards the goals on the boundary line. And we've got another minor score that's going to go Leongatha's way. Paul Carter.
That's one behind each. So it's 2-2-14 Leongatha. 1-3-9 Wonthaggi. Maui Racing Club scoreboard almost 7 minutes. Second quarter.
Geez, the option, I'm not sure, was a great one towards the outer side. In fact, it's going to be kicked off the ground by Wonthaggi's Yarn. Doesn't gather match ground before it goes back inside forward 50. Jared Blair dropped one, went straight through the bread basket. He's got enough time to handball it off to Schultz. Free kick paid. Umpire will call that back, will he? What's happened?
He's paid
the advantage, which wasn't much of an advantage because whereas it should have been in the arms of Blair, it now comes in through Leongatha, and they've got a couple of good options here out the back. Fly high again. Geez, I tell you what, Harry lifted up the shoulder, just a touch, and a free kick's been paid. Blair plays on quickly, comes to the right side. He finds his teammate in Schultz, who now threads one through. Bray's just working so hard. He's going to get thumped or at least he's going to see the ball over the boundary line, and it's the latter on that occasion. Right in front of our Gippsland live commentary position. You hear the action through our effects mic. They're just outside their forward 50 are Leongatha, kicking to the left of radio. The Parrots 2-2, Wonthaggi 1 goal 3.
Stewart in the front spot, got a hand on it, goes over the back though. Lindsay head over it with Marriott there, socket off the ground from Blair. Forrester might run onto it, took on the tackler and then handled over the top. Good work by Chug, he's been busy. This is that Walker, he's been also busy for the Parrots. Trying to get it towards Donahue. Knowles is there to fight at ground level. He needs to slap it out or he might be in a little bit of trouble. And the umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt. We'll have another ball up, 8.5 minutes in. Second quarter for the Murray Racing Club. Save on meals, drinks and race day entry. He become a member today.
I'd love to see Marriott and Aidan Lindsay's numbers, Paul, if you can. I'm sure we are.
Aidan Lindsay 6, Marriott 6.
They're wearing each other like a glove, and even around a stoppage, I'm noticing Aidan Lindsay's going really tight on him. He's actually trying to get a lot of support, Marriott, with the blocks and stuff, so they're really onto each other.
Stewart got high. Blair attacked it with ferocity. And equally up to the task there was Walker, He's only played a couple of senior games. He's come from Currumborough, has Walker, and might be trying to get a little bit of consistency into his game to find a regular spot in this senior side, but he's certainly been good. He's just fed himself a free kick here, so looks a likely type, doesn't he? And it might be a good inclusion come the pointy end of the season, Beast.
Yeah, absolutely. They do have a really good spread of country tens around here where they can have a big pool of players that can pick from, and he's one of them.
Yeah, the kick didn't quite find the target on that occasion. Anderson with a bit of pace for the Wonthaggi side. Relieving kick, but, geez, they're set up well, Leongatha. And Forrester takes the mark.
Yeah, they're set up well, but as Beast pointed out, when they try to thread their way through, you can't afford to make, the slightest of mistakes and they're cut off, so it's a really hard game to play as they go forward. Nice take by Jackson Harry. Met the ball beautifully. Marked just on the arc of 50. Will take his very best, I'd suggest. But he's capable, is he not?
I think so. Slippery ball, though.
Yeah, it might be a little bit heavy, but that's exactly what Wonthaggi don't have, is a type like that who are actually leading out, hitting the ball hard.
Yes.
And actually trying to create something up forward. They're very stagnant up forward, Wonthaggi.
So Harry now, can he find a runner? Gee, that's too easy. Wow.
It's two forwards.
Yeah, Garnham led beautifully. I mean, you've got two key forwards and one found the other. And that was after 30 seconds. So now Garnham, although on a tighter angle, has got the benefit of being 20 metres closer. So he'll kick for goal from 30 on an angle of about 55. The boundary to his right by about 10, 15 metres. So there's ample room to find the area between the two big sticks. 2-2 are Leongatha, Wonthaggi 1-3. The kick off the boot
left
is
to right.
Absolutely beautiful, and just a little twist of pressure by the home side.
Leongatha going to 3-2-20 at the 11-minute mark of the second quarter on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard. They have an 11-point lead over Wonthaggi, who are 139.
Clearly has a lot of shots on goal during the week, more than what I probably would down here, so he probably knows it better than me. I was just going to say, he's made that push across the front of goal, just the way he kicked it. He sort of laid back on the kick, bent the knee. There wasn't a lot of follow-through, but he knows what he's doing, Garnham.
Yeah, the left to right, got it working nicely.
And not a lot of goals scored, but all three for Leongatha by their two key forwards, and just the one from Jared Blair, the first of the afternoon, Paul Carter.
Walker out of the middle of the ground, got it to half forward. Jared Blair going back, gave off the handball, then got dumped from Big Willis. Blair's not happy with it, neither's Chug. Blair wants 50. He's not going to get it though.
And Poppy, all three marks are by forward 50 markers. All three goals are by forward 50 markers.
Yeah.
So Blair on his defensive 50, goes to the outer side. He's got a teammate on. Is that the fire siren in the like today? Ethan Dickerson for Wonthaggi kicks it down towards half forward. Can't find the teammate in Williams. And we'll see it go over for a boundary throw-in.
Could be a cat in a tree, mate. They do. They perform those sort of things too.
No. I think they've just found out about that structure on the outside.
Ball comes back in. Willis with a clear tap down. Trotto was there. Head over the footy though on that occasion was Patterson. Got it to a teammate. Goes back inside forward 50 again through Patterson. The 50, this is where they've been breaking down. Tiziani got ran down from behind. Darcy Hume had it. He clears the kick and it gets in the front of Forrester. He's got some wheels. Runs away from Blair. Left foot kick towards Harry. O'Connor's there with company. Had a fist in it. Chug will have to sweep this one off the ground. He does. Goes to O'Connor. Gives it back to Schultz. Under pressure. It's going to work. And find Braden Douve. He wants to play on quickly, and he does just that. Although it's going to go straight down Willis's throat. With a little bit going off the ball here, Beast. You keep an eye on that. As Willis gave it to Cooper Alga, who squared it out wide for Nash. Does it find him in the end? It does. He comes back inboard to Jack Hume. Can they get some fluency in the play, the Parrots? Out towards Marriott. He's got an open space. Tries to get around Bates again. Can't do so. Kick under pressure. Might just work. Stewart's there. Handball's inboard. Borshman left her behind. And now Leongatha. Great work by Argento, though, to come the other direction and win the free kick. And it's actually Trotto in the end. So Trotto, 55, make it 60 metres out from goal. Kicked towards Harry. Goes back, but Fergus O'Connor will come across the front with a double fist and find the boundary line. 13 minutes in, 11-point the margin, Leongatha's way.
He done well to spoil that, did O'Connor. He had Jackson Harry was spent just from his little wrestle up here on the forward flank with Isaac Chug, and he's worked hard to get down to the goal square. He just had nothing left in the tank.
So inside forward 50 now, back of the pack. No, nicely done. Front of the pack, in fact, it was. Getting hands to it first was Stewart. Falls to the front now. Still inside Leongatha's forward 50. They've done most of the attacking in this second quarter. 14 minutes down. They lead 3-2 on a low-scoring day to Wonthaggi 1-3. But they've always sort of looked more in control of Leongatha. So Wonthaggi desperately try to get it out. They can't. Marriott kicks to the space and hopes that their forward would lead into that space. So
it's a good kick.
It's a good understanding, isn't it?
Yep.
And both from Harry and from Marriott. Marriott wouldn't have seen the lead from Harry. And Harry wouldn't have known where, well, probably he did know where the ball was going to go.
And sometimes as a forward, that's all you really need. Someone just to sit it out in front and let the forward do his craft and do his work. It's exactly what we've just seen. As Marriott, he's just gone off for a bit of a spell. He's worked pretty hard the last few minutes.
So Harry now, this is the kick that I saw him drag to the left prior to the game. So hopefully he's learned his lesson. Oh, gee, that was fell very short, didn't it? And in fact, fell so short, it was roved by Jensen Garnham. Don't tell me. So from one forward to another, and not for the first time either. It's his third of the afternoon, believe it or not. The kick fell short. It fell to the feet of Garnham, who had the easiest of kicks from a metre out.
Taking them to a 17-point lead at the 15-minute mark on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard. Leongatha 4-2-26, leading Wonthaggi 1-3-9 over a refreshing drink about 8 o'clock tonight. That'll be a set play.
It will be, yes. Wow.
Pretty crucial time too, I think, for that goal.
Yep.
It was in striking distance for Wonthaggi. It was only a couple of goals in it. Yes, it only is another six points, but the weather is starting to turn here as well, so could be a very crucial goal.
Yeah, they haven't kicked one, Wonthaggi, and from the 5.5-minute mark of the first quarter, but Jack Blair out of the middle of the ground on this occasion. Direct, straight down the middle, but they're set up very well. And it's a nice strong mark by Darcy Hume back there. One of the smaller defenders. The outlet kick towards Jarrett Stewart. Can't complete the mark. Ball now in dispute. Tiziani's there. Socket off the ground by Jack Blair. Although it only goes far as Forrester. Jared Blair with a strong crunching tackle on Forrester.
Good tackle.
Set up well for Leongatha, Darryl, but probably set up really poorly for Wonthaggi as well.
Yeah, good call, especially from the centre clearance stoppage as well. You want all your pieces in place. Thomas with the tap down. Try to shrug the tackle there was Patterson. Ball comes out, rain heavy now driving down here at Leongatha. Ball becomes a piece of soap as coming the other direction. Couldn't quite pick this one up.
You just wonder whether, you know, that Alistair Clarkson tactic of just slopping that ball into forward 50 rather than trying to find key targets.
Yep.
Just drag it along the ground in these conditions. Hopefully you know, smaller the ground players can make something out of it, because what they're doing just isn't working.
No, and I mean, if you're a forward line coach for the Power, you're really not happy with uncontested marks at centre half forward.
Yeah, exactly right. Stoppage half forward though for the Power though. Leongatha got numbers. Trotto gave it over the top to Callaghan. Goes to half forward. Stewart with one hand in front of Bray. Has to work hard now on the big fella. Bray waits for him to gets the footy, and then Gilmore comes to help. It's going to pop out to Argento. Can he get a clean one away? Chug is there right in front of the commentary box here, goes towards Bray. Little tap to Lindsay. Lindsay took on the tackler, Stewart. Got a handball away, though. Yarn was there. Handball to no one in particular. Running onto this one. Socking her off the ground now was Bates. And the free kick will go Blair's way. Quickly handballs across to Patterson. Patterson, right foot, tumbler kick, inside forward 50. At least this time it's one-on-one. It's going to scoot out the back. Noah Anderson runs onto it and puts it through. And it's exactly what you boys said a couple of moments ago. And all of a sudden there's a bit of a spark in this Wonthaggi side.
They may have a wire to our box, Poppy, because that's spot on. Exactly what we just mentioned. Grub it forward in these conditions, because what we're doing is not working, and you get your boys at the your smalls at the fall of the ground, and that's exactly what we just seen then. Great goal.
And that brings the margin in Leongatha's favour back to 11 points. We've played 18 minutes in the second quarter. The Murray Racing Club scoreboard has Leongatha at 4-2-26, leading Wonthaggi 2-3-15.
Probably a contender, I would say.
For a Zambrero goal today, but
we haven't had many. We haven't had many.
Yeah, good call, Beast. Yeah, like it. I mean, you've walked in here like you own the joint, and I bloody love to see it too. I really bloody do.
Kim Drew got the clearance. It just went straight down the throat, though. Wonthaggi's defender there in Dickerson. He's running with the short sleeve too. He's very tough.
He is.
The kick, good work there on that occasion by Walker. Intercept mark.
Still talking about me, are we?
Yeah. Walker's inboard kick is going to be turned over. Hit over the footy as Bates took on the bump as well. And it causes the stoppage in the middle of the ground. Blair doesn't like the attention he got.
No, I think they need to make this into a bit of a dogfight, though, Wonthaggi. Yep. I mean, the conditions are made for it. You know, they're very steady, Leongatha, very well organised, so you've got to disrupt them.
Chug handles over the top now to Patterson, and he goes forward inside 50 again it goes. It's again another one-on-one. Under pressure, they're up to the task. A barrelling kick out from Sovereign. It's going to land in the chest of Bray. And Bray in the middle of Leongatha Park just sense that they've got the momentum at the moment now, Wonthaggi. Can they capitalise on the scoreboard? They go out to Gilmore.
So Gilmore now, so still in the centre of Parrot Park, goes short, back to Bray. This is where they can let themselves down, where they try to be a bit too clever and just overuse it.
Yeah,
and here we go now. No, they've made it through this time and played on. So getting through was O'Connor, who really shouldn't have had that room. He kicks quickly to Schultz. Schultz is just one favourable bounce away from sending his team forward, but he was tackled ball and all. No opportunity. Right at right half forward flank. Just a 30 centimetres or so inside from the boundary. There'll be a ball up from the central umpire. Wonthaggi kicking to the town end. They've got the last goal. It was their first for more than 30 minutes, but yet they're within striking distance, believe it or not. Such is the low scoring of this game. Quick kick around the body from Schultz. Can't find a teammate. Nicely done. Marriott gives ground. And now they go forward. Forrester, that left leg, had a good strong mark. In traffic too, was taken by Isaac Chug.
He's had a good quarter. He's going to square it up in the middle of the ground. Gilmore's there. Can take the chest mark in front of Argento. He's got another one on the outer side in Cornelius. He goes in that direction, doesn't find him. And now it's a one-on-one. Brown does well. Although coming in to help on that occasion was for Wonthaggi. Cornelius comes back again. And we've got numbers around this one. We'll have another stoppage.
The problem they've got is that when Wonthaggi are kicking to a man, the man isn't able to move. So he's taking the mark and having to stop and prop. He just needs that extra metre to be able to go and apply pressure and open them up. And, you know, again, Leongatha are so well set up that it's hard to do that.
Well, they go forward this time, though. Bates just barrels one inside forward 50. Anderson tried to work his player out. He's going to work hard at ground level again. He does well. Taps it forward. Under pressure was Nash. Got it out towards Sovereign. He had a little fumble. And now Anderson slips over. You sense that Leongatha got some numbers here. Brown's one of those. He had 2 or 3 goes at it. Jackson Williams closed to cause a boundary throw-in. But certainly the pressure's lifted from the power.
They're really going to have to capitalise on this I guess, dominating of this period of the game, because they had a lot more of the footy in the second half of the first quarter.
Yep.
Leongatha dominated the first half of this quarter, I feel, and now it's just starting to swing Wonthaggi's way. So they really probably just need to get some score on the board here.
Yeah, since about the 15-minute mark of this second quarter, it started to turn. They did get 1 goal. We've now travelled 22, and you'd suspect they want another one. Kick out the pack there was from Drew. Lands in the hands of Harry with a good work. Takes the chest mark. Open forward line. Kicks to open space. Garnham gets towards centre half forward. Can mark on his chest. Play on from 50. Unload. He got dumped by O'Connor. Fairly, of course. And the kick missed everything and it went out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Not a bad result in the end for Leongatha, other than a score you'd suspect.
How quickly you can just go from one end to the other, being in possession, turnover, and now we're already down the other end and Leongatha are threatening to have another shot on goal.
So 22 3/4 minutes gone. They don't want to give one up here. Don't want to give one up any time, especially when so much hangs in the balance. Quite apart from the 4 premiership points. Ball thrown back in. Nicely done. Connor, nicely taken. Connor was. Umpire will ball this one up. Directly in front of Leongatha's goals. They're kicking to the left of radio. Scoreboard end. And they're 30 metres from home. So doing the ruck work will be Jacob Thomas. He'll be doing it against Harry. Thomas ever so easily. I reckon he just about found the opposition so cleanly, but the umpire will again take control. They've edged a couple of metres closer. Harry again. This time it's Thomas. Gets it out. This is a bit too easy. First opportunity, Hall, kick smothered, nicely done. They're out of trouble. Can they find a winner here? They can. Good work. Tiziani finds Anderson. Now Anderson ducks around the man of the mark and then goes down the corridor. It's a 2-on-1 contest. Leongatha have the 2. And now through Donahue, they ease the pressure. But good pressure it was actually coming from Josh Bates. Thumps at 20 metres. Bray overruns it and then fights hard to keep it in play before Leongatha spill the ball over the boundary line. Right half forward flank.
It's a good sign from young Max Donahue. Just missed the target by foot, but then the effort to put on the big ruckman in Bray, just enough to cause a stoppage, a boundary throw in, and for the Leongatha to reset. 24 minutes. Margin sits at 11. Blair, this is Jack. Around the body from that stoppage. Towards Brown. 2-on-1. Can't complete it. Dixon takes the mark in the end. Dixon goes short. Can find Jack Hume.
It doesn't feel natural to be sending the ball in sloppy. But, you know, again, it's just, as the Beast said, these defensive marks just kill you. They just break you.
Hume's kicked down the line. Couldn't find a teammate. Jacob Thomas was the one. And Thomas goes back in towards Nathan Brown. He got one over the shoulder. Free kick will be paid to big Nathan Brown. We haven't called his name too many times, but
is he capable from this distance?
Well,
back in the day.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, he hasn't. This would be his first kick, I reckon. I don't think I've seen him kick the ball. So this late in the game, to probably be getting you. I've definitely been in this position before.
Yes.
So I know how he feels.
Yeah.
But a lot of experience there.
There's a free kick going down the field. It's going to go back Leongatha's way, so he's not going to get his first kick, Beast. He's going to have to give the footy back to his opponent in Dixon.
Well, I haven't been in that position. No, so that's good.
Dixon's kick over the top finds Kim Drew on their defensive 50. The Parrots lead by 11. It's all thanks to the Moe Racing Club in this second quarter. He'll become a member today. A big racing season coming up. The new season kicks off on the 1st of August. Kick down the line. Garnham had to become the defender. Harry somehow got a handball out towards Stewart. Took it a tackler. Wasn't rewarded. Gilmore gave it towards a teammate. That teammate was Dickerson. And he got it to Thomas at half forward.
So Thomas now, well again, as they've done probably dozens of times this afternoon, send the ball threatening forward 50. Blair taken out of it all too easily by the experience of Forrester that used his body so beautifully. And now 50. A 50-metre penalty.
Yep.
I'd say because of some back chat from one of the two Blair boys, both of who distance.
Yeah, they're both talking to one each umpire each actually, so interesting to see what happened there.
Forrester now, look at that leg. Finds a teammate, nicely done. Elgar, right leg, not his preferred. Still good enough to send it in the dangerous direction. Schultz comes in to lend a hand and just stop the rot momentarily, and inside forward 50 again. Leongatha continue to apply the pressure. They're relentless this side. Leongatha, they sit on top by a couple of games, and they've got the opportunity to turn the screws on Wonthaggi, who are desperate to climb into the top 5, but they need to get over this benchmark of the team.
Holding the ball.
And they're finding it hard. Free kick holding the ball will go against Leongatha. The free kick will go the way of Wonthaggi's Tim Knowles.
Outlet kick. Can't quite find Cornelius. Picked up by Donahue. Going back with a flight. Too far out to score. He's a couple of kicks away, in fact. The left foot thumps it in. It's a 1-on-4. Leongatha got the 1. Now they get a bit of help. Gilmore there under pressure from Harry. Somehow got a handball away. Hall was there. He got tackled immediately. And at the end of that, 1-on-4. Well, they had a few to support come, but they get the stoppage, Leongatha, late in the second quarter. They lead by 11. 27 minutes gone. Body work, couldn't get Thomas out the way. The quick kick goes to Yan. Gives a handball off to Lindsay. Had no one in this outer side. He had to go straight down the middle. It's going to be turned over. Dixon's there. Had a little bit of a fumble. Brown comes in. Siren sounds though. 27 3/4 minutes at travel. And it was 2 goals to Leongatha, all in the first half of the quarter. Both to Jensen Garnham. Noah Anderson got one back at the 18-minute mark, but they still trail do the power. It is Leongatha leading 4-2-26 at half-time. They're 11 points in front of Wonthaggi, who are 2-3-15. We've got the half-time wrap coming up after the break. All the key stats, all your scores from around the grounds. We're coming to you live from Parrot Park in Leongatha, and it's Gippsland Live for...
It's the Gippsland League top 5 for round 12. Coming in at number 1, Tyler Hillier here from Morwell. Mopped up his own work, then with a big snap. What a great finish. Number 2, Thomas Matthews here from Moe. Just ducks and weaves through traffic, then a lovely snap to finish the job. Number 3, Lachlan Burn-Jones here from Barnsdale. He does exactly his namesake. He just burns them with his pace. Then he loads up here and kicks a beautiful goal. Number 4, Jensen Garnham here from Leongatha. Collects it well. Then the beautiful finish caresses it home. Number 5, Archer Watt here from Maffra. Just sliding in, sticks out the peg and puts it home. A brilliant finish.
Yeah, welcome back. It is half-time here at Leongatha, and it is all thanks to, of course, Harvey Norman Electrical. And half-time sees Leongatha 4-2-26, leading Wonthaggi 2-3-15. It's 11-point margin. It was 5 points at quarter time, out to 11 now. Jensen Garnham's got 3, and what is a pretty impressive display, albeit that Leongatha only got the 4. The other goal scorer there for Leongatha is Jackson Harry with 1, and 2 goals there to Jared Blair, and a nice one in the second quarter to Noah Anderson. Of course, the half-time wrap is all thanks to Gippsland Mowers. It's your local blokes who service what they sell. Gippsland mowers of the top range of Husqvarna mowers, blowers and chainsaws. And they also stack the Honda equipment as well. In stock now is the pumps and the brush cutters, blowers, mowers, so much more. Good to see Hayden and the team today. It is Gippsland mowers on the Princess Drive in Morwell. Now, as we assess the first half, it's been a pretty sort of flat first half with slippery, tough conditions. Grass cover's very good though. It's certainly not wet or boggy in that aspect. And we've only seen 6 goals. However, what's the number one thing that's happened in the half?
1 second. Okay, we've got top of the table taking on Wonthaggi with the top 5 spot, right? Yeah, sure. Yeah. But we can talk about the catering for a minute, please. Because the ladies from the Leongatha Football Netball Club go above and beyond every time we get here. And I actually mean this.
You're still eating.
No, but I mean this in all seriousness. These are the things outside of what happens on the field that are important as part of a club. I'm telling you, every one of us have been part of a club that's successful.
Yep.
And it's from the boot stutter to the volunteers. These are the things that make a difference. You know what? They look after us. They don't need to, but they do.
And are very much appreciative.
And I tell you right now, if Mrs. Popplestone was here, I'd have a good talk to her too, because she's got to lift her game. I've got chips and gravy, I've got chicken schnitzel rolls, I've got sugar donuts, I've got cans of Coke. I don't even want to do the second half of footy.
Let's get into our halftime wrap. This is sensational. They are number one off field as well. Paul Carter, key stats.
Well, Leongatha dominated the inside 50s in the second quarter, 16-7, and leading that after trailing two first, 23-19. Half-time clearance is pretty even, 20-19. Leongatha play. Centre clearance is the Parrots by 3. Free kicks, Wonthaggi has the better there, 18-10 marks. Leongatha 45-34, 6 contested marks apiece, 5 marks inside 50 up against Wonthaggi's 1. Leongatha had 3 set shots to goal, all goals. Wonthaggi 1 set shot to goal, which was successful. The Battle of the Ruckman, we had Jared Stewart and Ben Horse getting 7 hit-outs apiece at quarter, both for Leongatha. Stewart had 14 and Horse 13 at half-time. Up against Shannon Gray, who had 15 at half-time. Jacob Thomas had 4 at quarter, taking himself to 6. Of the players we're following, Drew and Fibrelda, both on 11 disposals for half-time. 10 to Sam Forrest, 9 to Tom Marriott, 5 to Gento. For Wonthaggi, the leading one of those is Shannon Gray, but he's fitting with that hit-out. He also had 13 disposals and 7 marks as well.
There you go.
Here's Jared Ware, 10 disposals, 8 of which Jack Ware, 8 as well,
Certainly tough going for a lot of the players out there, but Shannon Bray stands above and beyond everyone else at the moment. 11 points, though his team do trail at half-time. Let's have a look at some of the around-the-ground scores. And it is all thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture. Don't forget you can get in this weekend, refresh your lounge suite or dining setting, and if you spend over $1,000, actually spend over $999, Poppy, you'll receive a bonus local delivery as well. That's from Harvey Norman Furniture here at the Beast.
Yes, over at Warragul, there's a lot of close games around the grounds here in the Gippsland League. 6-3-39 Warragul leading Sale 6-2-38. Over at Moe, 4-7-31 Moe, Geraldine 5-4-34. Up at Mafra, 7-4-46 is Mafra, the Bendigo 6-5-41.
Paul Carter, what do you think of that game? No, sorry, I just sort of thrown him under the bus. Sorry, Beast, keep going.
I'd love to see him talk. Over at Druin there in Novian Village, and what looks like on the vision in muddy conditions, 3-4-22, no, sorry, 4-4-28 is more to 9-15 Druin. A couple of scores from Mid-Gippy. I've got none here for the North Gippy, unfortunately. Fish Creek, 7-7-49 Dave, 2-7-19 Tura. MDU, 4-4-28, Canberra North, 1-2-8. Yanar, 5-3-33, Stony Creek, 2-5-17. 1-1-7, the Morleys, 4-4-28. And up at Hill End, the Hill End's 3-2-20. To Foster 13-6-84, and I think the AFL scores are, it looks like Fremantle 9 points up on Hawthorn, and the Swans have got a 43-point lead over the North Melbourne Kangaroos.
Very good, thank you very much, Beast. Of course, he's here for Cup of Country this afternoon. This is, though, the halftime wrap, but it's all thanks to Gippsland Mowers. Poppy, I think you've already given us a bit of a summation of the first half because it's right in front of us right now. He's still eating.
Oh, sorry, yeah, that's bloody chips and gravy get me every time. But, you know, I think most of what needs to be said now is what's been said during the quarter. You know, Beast has sort of identified the key points, and that is that Leongatha are pretty well set up. Wonthaggi are fighting just to keep in touch, you know. Their method of going up until their forward 50 is pretty good. I mean, they move the ball reasonably well, but the fact is, you know, if something's not working and you're not prepared to change, nothing's going to change. They need to come up with a different plan in the second half. They're not going to win this game doing what they've done in the first 60 minutes. Pure and simple. So what that is, I can't wait to see, but it has to be something different than what we've seen, and what we've seen is pretty stock standard footy.
All right, let's see what happens in the second half. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to get stuck into what the lovely ladies here at Leongatha have delivered us. We thank them very much for that, and it is the third quarter coming up after the break. That's been the halftime wrap, all thanks to Gippsland Mowers, and of course they are your local blokes who service what they sell. They're on the Princess Drive in Morwell.
Gavitt can step up here. Look, I think the way they've gone forward, and probably they've been outnumbered and really outworked around the footy by the Parrots, especially in the first sort of halves of those quarters. They've sort of worked their way into it, but I reckon just the way they're sort of playing the conditions, they're trying to go a little bit too polished. Just get the ball forward. We did mention it earlier. Kick it along the ground, rub it forward. You know, it's not a big key forward day today, so that'll be key, I think, for them.
Any positional changes you'd make? Play glaringly at all? Anything that you might work on?
I don't think so. I think, if anything, they just need to get their hands on the footy, start to chip it around a bit more, lower the vision a little bit and try to hit up their forward.
What do you do with Brown, Paul?
What do you do with it? Their forwards have got to move.
He hasn't touched the ball.
He nearly got one, but it went straight back to Leongatha, but they're just not moving. He looks a little bit stiff. You mentioned a bit more. Yeah, it could be. We were just talking about that. They did have their Collingwood Premiership reunion last night up in Melbourne, so that could have something to do with it. But they just need to get to work. They need to lead up the footy, create some space. Their leading patterns, well, they haven't really had any at the moment. McInnes has actually done okay, but he's one man down out there in that forward half for them at the moment.
So where do they need to be at three-quarter time? They can't be any further back than this, surely.
No, I think...
given the game as it is, we've got a total of 6 goals. You wouldn't think they could be any more than 3 goals behind at three-quarter time and still get back.
I think they've got to be within a goal.
Yep.
To be fair, I think they need to win this quarter, and they might just get the first clearance, which they will in this third quarter. All thanks to McDonald's. It is Jack Blair in the middle of the ground. Goes towards centre half forward. Here's McGuinness on Nash. Nash got a fist in. Ball in dispute though. Blair goes hard with Marriott. Couldn't win the footy. Lindsay there, head over it. And then they go back to win it. Try to win it, but there's lots of numbers around the pack. We'll have a ball up inside forward 50.
Notice who's at full forward? Shannon Bray.
And both McInnes and Brown have gone higher up the ground. And he's actually going in the ruck now, Brown, anyway.
So Willis will win it, though. Taps it right to his toes. Blair tries to get through a big bear hug from Benny Willis. You won't be doing that, Jared. But he's fighting hard for his team to get into that front spot and to win the footy. Willis with a tap down again. Trotto, handball over the shoulder to Donahue. Gives it back to Marriott. Under pressure from Jack Blair. Can't quite get the kick to go where he wants to. Thomas with just a shepherd. Nearly an illegal one, although Thomas goes back to win it. And the strong tackle by Jensen Garner will see him over the boundary line.
So that forward 50 stoppage there that we just seen, Brown went into the ruck against Willis, but his direct opponent, Guy Dixon, actually just dropped off and sat in the hole. So he's not even going up with him. He's allowing Brown to just get up the ground, and they're happy for Brown to just move up the ground.
All right, here we go, take 2. So this time Jack Blair inside forward 50. Can't find a winner, but at least it's a 50-50 contest. That's a win. Top of the square, the ball goes. Can they hit the deck here? They need to. And it's Leongatha. Can they keep the ball out? A kick around the body would be a contender from Anderson. Goes more up than anywhere else. And eventually through 4 or a boundary throw in. So out of play. So that's a win of sorts because it didn't spit out as quickly as it came in on that occasion. And Wonthaggi lived to have another opportunity. Opening minutes of this third quarter. The Wonthaggi side trail by less than 2 kicks. They're 11 points down, but they're 10 metres from goals and applying some real pressure as we speak. O'Connor, he's going to see that ball over the boundary line, one would think. Doesn't quite make it, now it will, and it's still 40 metres from Wonthaggi's goal. So it's in the right area of the ground, but they just need to have Leongatha pay the price for their big efforts.
I'm not sure McInnes and Brown are working that well. I mean, they probably haven't played a lot of footy together, but they're both plonked themselves right next to each other, which is really making that sort of 15 out, 20 out really crowded for them.
Kim Drew from that stoppage got it towards the middle of the ground for the Parrots, although Chug's in a good spot, kicks around his body again with the ball, goes towards the top of the 50, scoots over the back. Darcy Hume sort of taps it forward. Tiziani's going to close. Hume taps it towards the boundary line, and Dixon will see it go over for a boundary throw-in. So good signs from Wonthaggi. They've set up a lot better behind the footy. They've had a few repeat forward 50 entries.
And they've got to have a little bit of leg speed around the ball as well.
So Brown takes the ruck duties. He gets a hand on this one. Jack Blair will work hard in the front spot. Handballs back to a teammate in Duve, and he lost the handle on it over for a boundary throw-in.
Leongatha do have a spare in this forward 50 somewhere. I don't know who it is or where they are, but Fergus O'Connor's sitting right back about the centre of the ground without an opponent, and they're all manned up in front of him.
So Dixon's one of those in the goal square that's on his own. It might be another one around the stoppage beast, but Willis just through brute strength, got ball to, boot to ball, Chug attacked it, and then quickly got tackled. Top of the 50 it goes. That spare, though, might be from Brown rolling up to the ruck contest, as you mentioned earlier, B. So there must be another one around that stoppage somewhere for Leongatha.
Just dropped out.
Willis with a tap down again. And again, they become tacklers, do Leongatha, Argento and Drew. Umpire will ball it up. We've travelled 4 minutes, no score to speak of so far. This is Gippsland Live on TRFM, and this is Rob Popplestone.
Ball spills out again at ground level. Nicely done. Donahue, left foot kick round the body. Out of side wing, good take, good mark. And the mark was taken by Stewart, who plays on quickly and goes short. And the Parrots now starting to surge. Garnham along the line, around about the half-forward flank they are now. Leongatha got the numbers, and they're working well. Wonthaggi applies some pressure and then a quick kick around the body. Willis tries to stop it, he can't. And behind the ball, the Parrots are just too well set up. Well, momentarily, before Blair came in, caused a bit of a disturbance, and then eventually found the boundary line to make it back to a 50-50 contest. So, out of sight of the ground, overcast day. It looks as though we may have seen the last of the rain, fingers crossed.
Famous last word.
Yes, Leongatha 4-2, Wonthaggi 2-3. Ball to be thrown back in. Willis got the tap, nice tap. Couldn't find a teammate. Coming through again was Donahue. Did it beautifully. Quick kick round the half-forward flank. She's taken out of the contest unfairly. Free kick will go Leongatha's way. Advantage it is. Goes Garnham. He's kicked free. He should have 4. Guess what?
Post.
Oh. Hits the post, does it?
Yep.
Oh, didn't see that. I was going to call it 4.
Leongatha 4-3-27, a 12-point lead over Wonthaggi, 2-3-15. McDonald's Gippsland scored, 5.5 played, third quarter.
Make it McSmart with the new McSmart meal from Macca's, only $6.95. As the outlet kick from Wonthaggi looks towards Anderson, but Forrester was up to the task.
Well, I thought it bounced off the Wonthaggi player's head there, but...
Quickly played on, does Forrester, goes towards Harry again. He jumps and gets pushed underneath the footy. Trying to work hard back there was Duve or O'Connor. And we'll have a ball up. It was Fergus O'Connor.
You can see their intent, Wonthaggi, early is just to put pressure on and be first at the footy, which is why they've sort of stuck around in this quarter so far.
A big fist from Thomas out of that ruck, looking for the boundary line. Marriott was there. Bates has been a close checking opponent of him all afternoon. They've been next to each other, Beast, quite a bit. Do you think that Marriott and Bates matchup?
No, because I did see Aidan Lindsay wearing him like a glove early, and then they did swap late in that quarter. Marriott went off to the bench, and then I did see Aidan Lindsay ended up on, I don't recall who it was, but I will find out. So unless that's a new matchup now, trying to free up Marriott, and maybe Wonthaggi trying to free up Lindsay.
Yeah, which makes a little bit of sense because it's hard to stop Marriott on your own for 4 quarters. That kick will be dumped out towards Wonthaggi's wing area, forward to centre just. And they'll get the stoppage. They'll be able to reset as Jared Blair went to pick up Cooper McGuinness and just looked like he ragdolled him a little bit, but all okay because it's their teammates. Bates is there again. Somehow squeezed it out towards Yan. Yan has to got 3 Leongatha. He did well in the end. Gave it to Bates, who gives it to Lindsay. And Lindsay's kick towards Brown with a bit one-on-one strength with Dixon. Blair was there. Forward handball to no one in particular. Just the grass. Here's Bray. And it goes over for a boundary throw-in. Just a quick one on Bray. They've obviously moved him forward. He's been so dominant in the ruck and so dominant around the ground. But now they find him in the goal square. It's a little bit of robbing Peter to pay Paul, but he's been a star for him so far.
Brown contests the ruck, gets the tap down. Blair, quick kick forward. Can he find the advantage of his team? He can't. And again, eased through Kim Drew. Clears the area, back of the pack. A big thump came from Thomas. Ground level, handball over the top. Need a favourable bounce. Gets it. Quick kick forward from Lindsay. Can he find a winner? He can't. He almost did. Schultz fought hard. He did. Schultz.
They paid the
He's
mark.
paid the mark. So
Duve.
Duve, is it? Thank you. So he needs to really make something out of this.
Maybe the thought there with Bray is to, because of his aerial power over that first half, is to maybe get him forward to try and take some nice big marks. But what isn't going to work is having three big forwards on a day like this plonking themselves inside 50.
So,
I don't think.
Good call.
So Duve, his side's had limited opportunities and not many much better than this. Gone right and stays right. Distance only just. Every score matters, obviously, but you really want to start applying some pressure.
2-4-16. Wonthaggi trails Leongatha with 4-3-27. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Elgar with a wobbly kick straight up the middle of the ground. It just squirts out the back and head over the footy. Schultz. And equally up to the task there was Harry. Strong tackle, strong work from Schultz. Good football. 9 minutes into this third quarter. All important third quarter. Thomas with the tap down. Bates handballs out wide. Kick was smothered in the end. That was from Brown went to the kick at Marriott. It was a smother. There's a free kick off the umpire not officiating here has given a free kick to Kim Drew.
I thought we had a slide rule, didn't? Was that gone? That might be there anymore.
Yeah. Drew's kick over the top towards Marriott. Got right through one tackler and two. Barreled it to the top of the 50. Diving chest mark. And it's Garnham again. So complete different forward structures that Leongatha and Wonthaggi have. And Garnham and Harry are certainly explosive. They're on the move all the time. And the Wonthaggi forwards are tall and cumbersome.
And the old cliche, Scud, playing front as a forward, because the ball gets grubbed forward like that and lands, just short, you've got the opportunity to have a mark. But the separation between both sets of forwards are clear.
So Jensen Garnham's got three from 50 metres, runs around a little bit, pulls it to the left though, across the face, and it's going to go through for another minor score. And we've had all points so far to open up this third quarter. Paul Carter.
Certainly has 2-1 Leongatha's way this quarter. 4-4-28 to Wonthaggi 2-4-16. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard 10-minute mark, third quarter.
All right, so Wonthaggi bring the ball towards the outer side. Crisscrossing is dangerous as Jackson Harry plays on quickly and bang, boom, game. Garnham with the opportunity to set up his fourth goal. It was just a lack of concentration by Wonthaggi. And that's when you know you're going to get undone. You're up against a side that are on the balls of their feet and ready for everything.
This will hurt one. A big moment of the game right now for the Maul Bowling Club.
So Garnham, he has three. The only multiple goal scorer on the ground to date. He's got the opportunity for four. And after having a bit of a practice run a moment ago, this should be bread and butter. But guess what? He's left the door open, or has he? No, he's got his fourth. And all of a sudden, the screws are starting to turn on this Wonthaggi side.
Really scary to think that they've still got some key forwards to come back into the side. Leongatha with Hilberg and Jack Yanane to still come back in.
You got Noah Gown, also down on VFL duties, and of course Cam Olden as well at Richmond VFL.
It's concerning for the rest of the league, I think.
Do you present the cup now? I mean, is it too early?
No, it's too early.
It is too early.
18-point lead to Leongatha at the 11-minute mark of the third quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard has the Parrots at 5-4-34, leading Wonthaggi 2-4-16.
Back to the middle they go, trying to work hard. Nicely done from Trotto. Got it out the open spaces. Jack Blair quickly closed though and put some pressure on. And we'll have another stoppage. It's a tight competition, Poppy, as it's the tightest in country Victoria, so you don't just present the cup just yet. Even though Leongatha, with all those players to come back in, sit firmly on top, the free kicks from this stoppage is going to go Leongatha's way. And it's going to go Marriott's way now.
It's that tight. We've got potential upsets all over the league today too by looking at the scores.
True. So Marriott goes inside forward 50, scoots out the back. There's the ball in dispute now. Chugger's there. Argento close quickly. They try and squeeze it out towards the boundary line. Wonthaggi will be happy with that. Noel sees it over.
Can I take that line back about no more rain coming?
Yeah, it was only a couple minutes ago.
I just feel as though it's on its way.
We need the door open here, otherwise we fog up in the commentary box, but it's getting a little bit chilly. It's the old, we're in a bit of a conundrum, aren't we, at the moment? From the stoppage, handball forward there was from Walker, missed the target, and another boundary throw in. So 12 and make it 13 minutes. Third quarter for McDonald's. Only the one goal so far. Leongatha's way, they've extended the margin out to 18, and they're pressing again. No one get a real clean stoppage there. Bray tried to have his head over the footy, who looks to be moved back up into the ruck.
Found a free kick here. Looks like to maybe, I was going to say Marriott.
It is Leongatha's way, though. It looks to be Trotto, I think you'll find. And he gives a handball off to the running Alga, who just had a little bit of a fumble and then ran into the tackle. Umpire said play on. Trying to burst his way through was Jared Blair. Got a handball back. Trotto picked it off, though. Hard up on the boundary line. Right foot kick in towards the flying forwards. Hall tried to be one of those. It gets out the back. Garnham's going to sock it off the ground, is he? He gets 1 foot to it. And then Leongatha close and rush it through. That's a minor score. 13 and 3/4 minutes gone.
19-point lead now to Leongatha, 5-5-35 to Wonthaggi 2-4-16 on the Donald's Gippsland scoreboard.
All right, so Wonthaggi bring the ball back into play. O'Connor at a side of the ground. Off they go. Around about the half-back line now, they work it. Lindsay was the player who was the target. The boundary will win out. So at a side of the ground, it's only, mid-afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The lights have come on. The rain's starting to fall. The wind's starting to build, and Wonthaggi have got some issues. 14 and a half minutes gone, third quarter. Leongatha 5-5. Wonthaggi 2 goals for, the margin out to 19 points. I think almost a game high from memory, and here they come again to Leongatha. Towards centre half forward, spills out the back. The numbers are with the visitors, but only momentarily, as on the end of it, it's going to be Chug. He's under pressure, can't get the ball out. The pressure is relentless from Leongatha. Wonthaggi equal to the task at the moment, but players from either side unable to break their way through. Free kick paid just to break it up. Will go the way of Yan for the power. Half-back flank. Yan looks to his left and right and will go right. The lead is on. Nice lead of this too. Finds his teammate in Williams. He's got a runner now and he's got some clear air, has Brown. Just needs a bounce. Just gets up and just gets the kick away as the pressure just arrives, and in the end it just falls over the boundary line, but inside forward 50 for Wonthaggi again.
Not a bad result really for Wonthaggi, because at last passage of play they had absolutely nothing to go forward to. They've gone and got one of themselves a free kick, switched the ball and ended up in the opposite pocket, but not a bad result.
Rain starting to fall here at Parrot Park as Kim Drew from the stoppage tried to chisel one, found Ty Hall in the middle of the ground. Now he's kicked towards centre half forward. Fergus O'Connor's back there. Harry closed. Strong tackle. There was no prior on it, but it certainly Wonthaggi were away if Jackson Harry didn't cause that tackle.
He's impressive, Harry.
Yeah, he certainly is. And it doesn't matter where he plays. He can do it in the air, he can do it on the ground. Stewart taps it forward. Lindsay, though, squeezed a handball out to Bates. He goes backward by hand to Brown. Brown's kick towards the wing. 1-on-1. Alga does well. The opponent there was Williams. Alga tries to tap it forward. Trotto's going to come in to help, and he's going to pick it up quickly, get tackled, though, by Williams. And the umpire says it'll be my ball, and we'll ball it up just in the field of play on the outer side, where the legal scaffold sits at the moment. With the step ladder up to the second level and the umbrella protecting them from the rain. Walker will run it over in front of him again. Is it the coaching staff on the far side?
Might be scouts.
Definitely let you know it is the some coaching staff out on the outer side.
Yeah.
Might even be Coach Trent McMicking looking through those binoculars on the outer side. Surely not.
Well, he's not sitting down on the bench, so it may well be.
A different outlook in the game.
So it gets towards the wing, and Wonthaggi got some numbers. Quick kick back there goes by Dickerson, and it'll be downfield. Wonthaggi's free kick. And this one is going in the way of Jackson Williams. Williams looks up, kicks towards the pocket. McGuinness the target. Getting a hand in back there was nicely done by Forrester. Just a fingertip. Causes a boundary throw-in.
My eyes are telling me that is the coach over there, Daryl.
Oh, wow.
He won't be happy the fact that you're going to pull his structure down.
No. Illegal. What we said, didn't we?
Inside forward 50. Leongatha break their way through again. They do it ever so cleverly and ever so nicely. Very organised. Defensive 50. It comes through Trotto. Down the corridor. Spills to the front of the pack. They've got the numbers when they need to have them. Or have they? Leongatha have now, but can't thread one through. Cut off nicely. It was done by Chug. But at every avenue, Leongatha tend to have the answers. 3 or 4 players from either side around the ball, the umpire will take control. It's sloppy to look at, really. But when there is the opportunity for a clean passage of play, more times than not, it's Leongatha doing it. They lead at the moment by 19 points. 18 minutes gone of the third quarter. In 75 minutes of football, Wonthaggi have managed 2 goals.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what you can add to that. But
yeah, and they've had some decent moments of play, haven't they, where they've struck a few together and they've put the pressure on. But at the end of the day, the scoreboard tells the tale of the tape, and they haven't been able to put any sort of pressure in that area on Leongatha. And you won't be surprised to hear that the ball didn't go anywhere in that couple of moments there, and we've got another secondary stoppage, or third stoppage, in fact.
And I just feel as though on a dry day, Leongatha are a better side again than Wonthaggi. I mean, they've got these athletic, beautifully moving players all over the field. And, you know, we've already mentioned that they're good. They're going to get better.
Yep.
And it could be a scary proposition for any club, but you never say never.
So Stewart has it at centre half back, got the free kick there. He goes to half forward. Marriott was the target. Bates is there, handles over the top now to Blair. This is Jared, right foot kick in towards McGuinness. He's got a couple of
run.
It's going to scoot over the back. Back there though, it's all Leongatha. It's Darcy Hume. He twists and turns. He goes back the other way. Pressure kick. It might not come off. Does it sit for Lindsay? It does. Callaghan did well. And it was a 2-on-1, and Callaghan, the youngster, put some pressure on to get Lindsay over the boundary line and to get some troops to reassess. 19, make it 20 minutes gone into the third quarter for McDonald's. Leongatha leading by 19. Bray's gone back to the ruck, grabs it out of the ruck, and then had a fresh airy play onto the umpire. Although they're saying
a bit lucky,
holding the man after he got rid of the ball. So Shannon Bray,
he's too far out, I'd suggest.
Right on 50. I want to see some sort of movement, although he's going back to have a shot. I said this a couple of weeks ago and got it completely wrong. So he does. He kicks to the top of the square. Brown might fly. Can't get a hand on it. Comes front and square. Callaghan's there for the Parrots. So's Blair. Jared Blair. Don't argue. Got around one. He got a handball away. The umpire said no.
Geez.
You had too long. And it's holding the footy. Free kick.
I'd like to see play on there, to be honest. But
it is frustrating because the AFL would allow that to continue to play on.
A big contest as that outlet kick. Ball now in dispute. In they go towards Lindsay. The kick, though, missed the target. And Bray just went back to Kim Drew, I think it was, who he absolutely poleaxed. Kim Drew got up, though. And that is Effects Microphone 1-on-1 for you. Kids are loving the rain outside.
Yeah, they are as well. Either that or she's fallen into the fire.
Let's hope that has not
happened. That has not happened.
This is not Game of Thrones.
That has not happened.
But we talk about the polish and the polish of Wonthaggi, or the lack of polish today. That kick inside 50 was absolutely, had no pressure on him whatsoever, and it was a 16 metre kick that just fell short.
There's a free kick for holding the ball. Bates will be the recipient.
And I can confirm there's no one in the fire. That's there is a lot of smoke, though, at the moment.
Thank you very much, Bob.
Bit of wet wood over there, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, they're absolutely loving it, the kids. The rain's sort of just eased off a little bit now, so it's still a bit fresh. Lights are on. Bates has a chance. He's hard up on the boundary line to have a shot from this angle, but he will. He's side trailed by 19 points. We suspect they need to get, well, we're going to say inside single digits if they're going to be a chance. The kick goes top of the square. It's going to go through hands and over for a minor score. And that's their first score, Sarah. Second point of the quarter. Paul Carter.
Taking Wonthaggi to 2-5-17 on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, trailing by 18 points, 5-5-35.
All right, so Donahue has the ball, defensive 50, grandstand side in front of our Gippsland live commentary position.
He's been good for Gippsland Ozuzu Ute.
Very good, that left leg now. Along the line he goes. Pack of players, back of the pack. Falls at the front and there's no room to move. And
Chug's been good for Wonthaggi as well.
Yeah,
today.
There's still a bit of feeling out there.
Yep. As you expected.
Yeah, you'd like to hope it continues all the way through to the end.
Yeah, 100%. Bray gets the tap down and he finds a teammate. He can't. A kick off the ground from Patterson. Around about centre half forward now. Contest continues and the umpire calls play on.
So that's no different to the last one.
No different whatsoever. It finally spills out and play on's a good call.
we live to fight another day, as now on the end of it, it's going to be Thomas who dodges around a play, and then again boots in forward 50, spills to the front of the pack. Leongatha more times than not winning these 50-50 contests. Taken high, they drew the tackle, dropped the shoulder, nicely done. And playing on quickly is McGuinness. McGuinness runs inside forward 50. There's a contender. If he finds the goals, he cannot. That miss cost his side 5 points and cost him a $50 credit at Zambreros.
2-6-18, Wonthaggi trailing by 17 points. Parrots 5-5-35. McDonald's Gippsland scored almost 24 minutes played.
Most exciting point we've seen for about 20 minutes, I reckon.
Yep. Forrester will bring it back in for the Parrots. Goes to the outer side. Maybe that's why the coaches are on there. They said to keep using the bottom side of the ground. Chug can't complete the mark, but will get the... No, Willis will get the free kick.
Yep.
Chips it out wide. Has a teammate out on the outer side. And it's Jacob Lammers. So Lammers right in front of the Leongatha coaching staff, who are up on a scaffolding that is legal on the outer side. Now Leongatha Wonthaggi going to go forward again. Tiziani goes inboard to Patterson. Patterson's right kick, open space, going back with the flight is Sovereign. And he takes the uncontested mark. He's going to bring it now to the near side. Donohue's been very good this afternoon. Takes the chest mark at half-back. He'll chip it over the top. Darcy Hume's his intended teammate, and he finds him by foot. And Hume backpedals. Hall presents. It's ignored. He's going to come backwards to Sovereign. And they've got the switch numbers if they want it. The out number will go back towards Nash. Nash inboard on the 45. Can find Trotto. Now the switch is still on if he wants to go there. They've got the overlap. He goes there now. Finds Elgar. Elgar's got further afield. Hits the chest of Lammers. Lammers got one over again. Towards Argento. Chug closed. And Argento does well. Inboard handball to Lammers. Socketed off the ground. Forward they go. Top of the 50 it is. Head over the foot though is Thomas. Got around Willis with a sidestep. The right foot kick though will be turned over, and Argento takes the mark.
So Argento out of side of the ground. Oh, geez, kick inside Sloppy. Went looking for Marriott. Marriott's dropped the ball just as he got tackled. Unfortunate for him. One-on-one contest. Forward 50 now. Best opportunity. Goes for McGuinness. McGuinness needs a bounce. He gets a bounce. Runs into open goal. Finally, have we got one? He's got one, McGuinness, and he's pretty happy with it. And all of a sudden they stay in touch.
That goal at the 26-minute mark of this third quarter brings the margin in Leongatha's favour back to 11 points. Wonthaggi are now 3-6-24, trailing Leongatha 5-5-35.
Something from nothing, really. Turnover on the wing there, and look, they got out, they took the advantage. Really good body work by McInnes. He was one out inside 50, just out-muscled his opponent and ran onto it. Beautiful finish.
He's done that a couple of times now, haven't we? In the last couple of minutes, we talked about the most exciting point of the last half hour, and he's butted that up with a nice goal too. All of a sudden, he's up and about.
Well, sometimes as a forward, you're only as good as your delivery, and unfortunately for him, it hasn't been real flash for him today, but he's made something out of nothing there, which is really good.
Bray with a big tap, got it towards half forward. They're under pressure. Marriott's there. Bates has been good in this quarter on Marriott. Donohue head over the footy, and we'll have a ball up. You sense that Wonthaggi need one more before three-quarter time if they're going to be any chance. They trail by 11 at the moment. Tough conditions this afternoon. Slippery is the word for it. Willis just shoved his opponent out of the ruck contest and then kicked it to half forward. Getting underneath it. No, taking the nice mark was Stewart. No, it was touched, the umpire said. And Knowles got his first hand on it. So we'll have a ball up as they go again. And the tap down this time from Bray, and the free kick's going to go Bray's way. At centre half back for the Power, goes to the outer side. The target out there is Williams. Can't complete the mark. Good work by Brown. Got a handball forward. Here's Donohue again. He's racked them up this afternoon. He's got some pace, and he's a left footer, and he's on the good side for the left. He puts it inside forward 50. Harries the target, drops the mark, gives a handball to Ty Hall. Right foot banana! Puts it through! Zambrero goal, and A goes to you, Ty Hall. And that's been the best highlight for round 13 here at Leongatha this afternoon.
That will take some beating today, I think. We've got one quarter left, and I think you're right, Daryl. You may have just called that. Yeah, really good body work there. I think it was Jackson Harry, just bodied out really well, got in a good position, nice little handball over the top, superb finish.
Wonthaggi have had 11 inside 50s to Leongatha just 5, but Leongatha's 5 has reaped 2 goals, 3 behinds, which sort of shows the efficiency up forward there. But it's a 17-point lead to Leongatha on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. They are 6-5-41 to 3-6-24.
Big moments all thanks to the Moore Bowling Club. For a limited time, the 6th tap is the Bilson Twister. And of course, a hurricane of fruity flavour that packs a punch, Poppy.
All right, centre break absolutely crucial. All that hard work has come to nothing at this stage. They haven't gone away, but they just need to get closer, and that's the challenge in itself. Every time they scratch their way back into the game, Leongatha burst back with a bit of brilliance, and none more so than what we saw just a moment ago. So ball thrown back up. Willis, big tap forward. First player there is going to be Patterson, and he get the ball out. He can't. Coming through was Marriott.
Schultz holding the ball.
Schultz holding the ball, so go Leongatha's way. Go the way of Lemurs. Inside forward 50. Out the back of the pack it goes. Picked up by Knowles. He'll clear the area, but the clearing of the area was poor, and it's out of play on the full. Maybe Thomas it was. So sorry about that, Knowlesy. We won't put that one down to you. The big fella Jacob Thomas's kick wasn't as good as it should be, as Donahue sends it back towards the top of the square. Spills out the back. It could go all the way through. Don't tell me. Touched on the siren, 1 point. Well, that would have been a game killer right there. But they're still alive, albeit with a very faint heartbeat, this Wonthaggi side.
Yeah, 18 points is the margin at three-quarter time. It is Leongatha 6-6-42. It was 2 goals to 1 in the quarter, so they've extended the margin on Wonthaggi, who are 3-6-24. It's three-quarter time, and it's all thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.
It's the Gippsland League top 5 for round 12. Coming in at number 1, Tyler Hillier here from Morwell. Mopped up his own work, then with a big snap. What a great finish. Number 2, Thomas Matthews here from Moe. Just ducks and weaves through traffic, then a lovely snap to finish the job. Number 3, Lachlan Burn-Jones here from Barnsdale. He does exactly his namesake. He just burns them with his pace. Then he loads up here and kicks a beautiful goal. Number 4, Jensen Garnham here from Leongatha. Collects it well. Then the beautiful finish. Caresses it home. Number 5, Archer Watt here from Maffra. Just sliding in, sticks out the peg and puts it home. A brilliant finish.
Well, Leongatha have extended their margin at each of the breaks, and they do it again. 18 points now at three-quarter time. 2 goals to 1 in the quarter. Garnham got one, and Ty Hall kicked an absolute beauty. And it certainly was a Zambrero goal that they contended. It might just be the Zambrero goal of the day. So Leongatha 6-6-42, leading Wonthaggi 3-6-24. Here's Paul Carter with the key stats. Thanks to Gippsland Isuzu Ute.
We had Wonthaggi dominate the inside 50s, although Leongatha outscored them there. It's 30 inside 50s apiece for three-quarter time. Leongatha clearances from the bench there, 34-29, and centre clearances to go to the first place score. The ruckman, we have Ben Willis taking the majority of it that quarter. He had 10 hit outs. His game total to 23. Garrett Stewart 18 for Wonthaggi. Shannon Bray's 21 hit outs. Jacob Thomas 11 quarter. Nathan Brown. Of the players we're following. Drew had another good quarter. 8 disposals that quarter. He's up from 19. Chip Elder 13. 14 to Sam Forrester. 12 to Tom Marriott. For Wonthaggi, hasn't quite finished here. That's quarter Jack Webb 12. Quarter Isaac Charlie 13. 8 Lindsay from 12, Jared Ware 16, and 15 Shannon Brown.
Thanks very much, Paul. Here is Daniel Hutchison, who is here for Carpet Country this afternoon. Right now, it's the around the ground scores from a couple of the leagues across Gippsland and the Valley. It's all thanks to Harvey Norman first.
I'll give you the Gippsland League, Darryl. I'm just a little bit behind with the others.
But that was that donut then at three-quarter time.
Yeah, don't tell the listeners that. I'll get enough curry about that from everyone else. Up at Warrigal, 9-6-60 are actually defeating Sale at the moment, 7-5-47.
Wow, that's a big result.
Over at Moe, 4-9-33 Moe to 8-6-54 Traralgon. Over at Maffra there, 10-5-65 Maffra to Bairnsdale, 11-7-73. And up at Druin, 5-8-38 is Morwell to Druin, 3-11-29.
Beautiful. Thanks very much for that, Beast. As you get those scores from the other leagues, feel free just to jump in there. Of course, the AFL at the moment too, and I can let you know those scores there. The Hawks at the moment, just as I do my little refresh, need to jump in. But the Hawks lead by 8 points over Fremantle at the moment, 81-73 there. And the other game, well, Sydney Swans have bounced back all right, haven't they? 84 points in front of North Melbourne. They're both in the last quarter.
Got a few updates just from Mid-Gippy. It's a 2-point margin up at Ballara with more East than Ballara. Over at Fish Creek is 10-10-70 to Tura, 3-9-27. Up at Hill End in the snow, 3-2-20. Hill End to Foster, 19-11-125. MDU 14-5-89 to Mooba North 2-2-14. Tarwin 9-6-60 to Thorpedale 11-14-80. And Yanar 7-11-53 to Stony Creek 5-7-37.
They're just battling to shrug the Lions off there, aren't they? You know?
Yeah, a couple of interesting
there is.
games happening. And as we said, we'll keep you up to date. We'll have all the scores after the game, of course. We'll have our player of the day, which at this stage, our Gippsland Isuzu Ute player of the day is pretty tough. I mean, for Leongatha, Max Donohue's been fantastic for him. I think also, who else? We've got Jensen Garnham with 4 goals is a bit of a standout there. Good. Nick Argento's been okay. Cooper Elgar. Jay Walker's come into the side. Jackson Harry's been a bit of a focal point, and Sam Forrester. While for Wonthaggi, Shannon Bray's clearly leading that, but the Blair boys have been good. Also, here it is, the final quarter, and we're underway thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
So Willis got the tap, and they'll get first opportunity, but throwing the ball goes against
Leongatha. I'll continue for you, Pop. You're right. Jack in the middle of the ground. So Blair looks up, and he's going to roll to the right. He's going to wobble one to half forward. This might sort of work. Ricochets off the shin there of Bates. Goes to the top of the 50. Hit Tiziani. Kicks around the body. Brown's in a one-on-one. Couldn't complete it. Patterson roved it. Right foot shot. Oh, he got the wrong side. He looked at a Zambrero burrito.
Good start, though. They look promising already, just with that full inside 50.
Yeah.
Nothing worse when all that sugar off the hot jam donut tickles your throat, Poppy.
Exactly what I was thinking, especially when you're having it with chips and gravy.
Donohue has the kick on the pocket, gets it to the outer side to find a teammate. And that teammate out there is Dixon. It'll be a welcome inclusion. Will only get better as the season progresses. A little kick towards Donohue again, and he's just racking him up. He is just about our best player for Leongatha, and a beautiful kick at that too. And he can find his teammate on the outer side in Drew. Drew's high kick towards the wing. Willis and Bray will be the targets. No one can complete the mark. Handball off the toes there. Harry gave it to Borshman. The kick's going to work. It lands in the chest of Ty Hall. It's 1-on-1 inside forward 50. Did he get him to Garnham? He wants Garnham to present at him. Now he goes. So now he kicks a wobbly one straight down the opponent, Fergus O'Connor's chest.
He just had to turn quick then and just smack it straight over the top because Garnham was out to the races.
If you ever want to make a mistake, that wasn't the place. Just underneath the coach's stand on the outer side of the ground is Knowles. The end of it. Here we go. The power out towards Bray. Another strong grab under pressure by Bray. Left half forward flank. Turns on the right. He wants to go. He needs to go. He goes short. And the kick's short as well. But he gives enough time for Lindsay. Dance around. Feed it off. Tiziani. Inside forward 50. Geez, I thought that McGuinness got his hands to it enough to claim the mark. And probably he believes he should have. But eventually it spills over the boundary line. 30 metres from Wonthaggi's goals, kicking to the Leongatha town end. The same way they'll be heading home after this game, the Wonthaggi boys. They trail at the moment by 3 straight kicks. The problem is they've only kicked 3 goals in the first 3 quarters. There's a quick kick forward from Patterson, top of the square. This is where they need to make it work. A big chance here, round the body. Can it swing back enough? It can't. So 2 goes by Anderson. One closer than the other, but neither where they need to be.
17 points, the lead to Leongatha at the 3-minute mark of the final quarter. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard, the Parrots 6-6-42, Wonthaggi 3-7-25.
Elgar comes to the near side, a big fist it was from Schultz. Goes over for a boundary throw-in.
Noah Anderson, he does know how to find the goals, but probably just in that passage of play to just come streaming out, swinging around and having a snap blindly like that, probably not what you want to see.
All right, let's see with this boundary throw-in. She's been working on her throw-ins all afternoon. And needless to say, the 3-quarter time one she was practicing were a little bit better. It goes short and Bray puts it in top of the square. McGuinness flew, couldn't complete the mark. Although a free kick's going to be paid to
Wonthaggi.
It will be. Who will be on the end of it? Brown. I don't think it's McGuinness. It is Brown.
Brown. They felt sorry for him. They thought, oh, we'll get him a kick.
Heaven help the teammate that gives this kick away.
Yeah, so Nathan Brown.
2 things that happen here. He drills the goal or it goes out in the full. I mean, that's the sort of day he's going to have.
All right, let's have a look at it. Tough angle. Sorry,
Daryl.
You're right, 30 metres out. He's a left footer. And it comes in and it's on its way. It's over the goal umpire's head. He puts it through the middle and the Power have a bit of a spark.
A little bit of an outsider there. What was it? Left to right or right to left? Whatever it was. Right to left, I think it might have been. Thought this day and age, a modern footballer would have gone around and snapped that.
Yes.
Jeremy Cameron like being a left footer, but nonetheless goes back. Plenty of experience on his shoulders, slots that.
And the margin is just 11 points, surprisingly, at the 4-minute mark of the final quarter. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard has Wonthaggi now 4-7-31, Leongatha 6-6-42. You would have thought the Parrots would have been further ahead, wouldn't you?
It feels like that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been a time at all during this game where I thought Leongatha were in trouble.
Yep. Well.
And Willis now keeps them out of trouble as he sends them forward to around about the half-forward flank. We've got a bit of a race on. They're equal to the task of the visiting side, but a quick kick forward from Hume, inside forward 50. How many times have we saw Leongatha today answer very quickly after a goal's being kicked? And they've got the opportunity again now. Wonthaggi hold it in and eventually we'll see a ball up. 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. Leongatha kicking to the scoreboard end of Parrot Park. And that margin, as you heard, just 11 points. Wonthaggi refused to go away. Marriott set play from a stoppage around the body. Don't tell me he's done it again. I'm going to have to. He's done it again. And he's also a contender for the Sombrero goal of the day.
Has he stolen it?
I can't say. You're going to have to wait.
I'll tell you what, that is just bullish-like because he just pushed through Jared Blair. Now, Jared Blair's a strong guy as well. He is small, but he's strong. And, yeah, Marriott just absolutely barreled his way through there. Beautiful finish.
How many times?
Back to a 17-point margin in Leongatha's favour at the 6-minute mark of the final quarter. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard, the Parrots are 7-6-48, leading Wonthaggi 4-7-31.
And Poppy called it absolutely beautiful. Every time Wonthaggi's got a goal, Leongatha have responded, and pretty much instantly as well, just to get that buffer back out again. This time, though, it is the power. Tiziani gave it to Blair, who ducked the shoulder and ran into Donohue's tackle. No free kick, no holding the ball. We'll get another ball up. Their ability to respond when challenged has been exceptional this afternoon. Out of the ruck goes Bray. Can't get it cleanly. We'll do it again.
It's the difference between good sides and probably not so good sides, isn't it? They can just respond just like that.
Yep. Just when they need to put the foot down. Good tap there by Stewart. Goes to the open area. Blair had his head over it. And we'll have another stoppage. 7 minutes in. Final quarter for Harvey Norman. Leongatha are leading by 17. Doesn't clear the area until Lindsay socketed it off the ground. Donohue goes back with the flight. Handball, though, coughed it up on that occasion to Anderson. And Donohue became the tackler.
Is he only young, this Donohue?
Yeah, he's still on the Gippsland Power system and certainly a player to watch. He's an under-18 player. He's been nearly their best today. Kim Drew from that stoppage, kicked around his body, just bounced over the top of Knowles' head. Can you believe it on a day like today? Working hard there. Lammers cuffed it up there with Knowles, picked it off. He gave it back then to Drew. Drew to Harry. Back to Drew over the shoulder.
Going to call a throw.
Poppy, you saw that?
A throw they've called against Leongatha.
Bates, it's going.
So they've clearly got a lot of respect for young Donohue. I mean, being in the Gippsland Power system, he's obviously quite talented, but they're allowing him to play spare off the stoppage, so they clearly think he's worth something.
Bates threatens that forward 50 again. Again, Leongatha stand tall, clear the area. Marriott, the bull, 55-metre kick, kicks to space. The race is on, and leading the race is Harry, but in the end it'll spill over the boundary line 60 metres from Leongatha's goals.
Certainly attacks it hard, does Harry, doesn't he? Whether it's in the air, in the flight, or at ground level. A great player to have in your team.
Now, I'm not sure why these ruckmen continue to be so far back.
Yep, needs to go where Lindsay is. Right in front of the stoppage, going to land on Lindsay's head.
His head, yep, it almost did as well. Anyway, the ball hotly contested now. The umpire will have to take control. Just that sort of game, those sort of conditions, that sort of intensity. 50 metres out from Leongatha's goals, 45-degree angle from those goals. Neither ruckman able to get a quick tap to it. Tackled nicely. Alga's now, left leg from 65. Can he keep it in play? He can. Can it be kept in play? Take it high. And the umpire was beautifully positioned to call that just metres away. The free kick will go the way of Argento. And he's right on the boundary line, like he's actually literally standing on the boundary line, but you'll see what they'll do. He'll kick around the body on that right leg. So rather than run to goal, he'll run away from goal and kick around.
Could be a Zambrero contender if he puts it through.
Yeah.
You don't want to see him pass this, do you?
No.
He has to have a shot.
Yep. He'll have ample time. He's within distance. Around the body. Gets a bit of hook on it, but a little bit too late. In fact, way too late. And fortunate to get through for a minor score, Paul Carter.
Back to the three-quarter time, 18-point margin in favour of Leongatha. They're 7-7-49 to Wonthaggi 4-7-31 on the Harvey Norman computer score.
Fergus O'Connor plays on, goes to the outer side, goes towards Blair. Jared can't complete the mark. Second effort always very good for Jared. The boundary line will beat him.
Interesting you go to, on a kick out, go out to Jared Blair in a one-on-one when you have Shannon Bray.
Yeah.
And Cooper McGuinness on this near side to us. 2-on-1. Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Stewart out of the ruck duties there and couldn't get a handle on it. We'll have another boundary throw in. Games are getting close to their conclusion on Saturday afternoon. It's been great to have your company wherever you might be, whether you're tucked up with a fire or out in the car listening to us.
1 point margin in the game between Druin and Morwell. So
in really muddy conditions down there at Druin. Wonthaggi through Bray, gives it to Blair. Little sidestep was nice. Kicks out wide towards Blake Cornelius. Couldn't get it. Boundary throw in.
Or tucked up with your teddy bear and blanket like Box probably on
the
couch.
He would be.
He would be.
He'd probably sick.
He'd be ringing a bell too, wouldn't he?
Oh, he'd be still on his Sportsbet app. There's no question about that. I mean, as sick as he I've got a big story to talk about, Boxer, but I'm going to save it for next Saturday when he's here.
Okay.
Inside information about him at a public event. Yep. Can't say too much.
I'll best
but
listen in next week.
Yeah, I'd be listening if I were you, and if I was Marty, I'd be listening too, because I think the punting's starting to get hold of him.
Well,
when you're starting to borrow money from... Anyway, I'll talk more about that next week.
Walker with a quick kick forward. He might not be back next week. The way Daniel Hutchins has been this afternoon, he's been exceptional.
Well, thanks, Darryl, because I just got the indication I was sacked then for next week. So
not at all. You have been super this afternoon, all thanks to Carpet Country. Really gave it a good insight of the game. At least you're following the game.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're not sure which game Box is watching. Bray out of the ruck duties back here. Had a fresh area. Umpire said play on. We're just ticking over 12 minutes in this final quarter. It is Leongatha by 18. Wonthaggi got the first goal, but then it was matched by Marriott instantly with a contender for the Zambrero goal at 8. You suspect now, though, it's a big moment, all thanks to the Moore Bowling Club. The next goal will be important either way. Leongatha are inside their forward 50. They're under pressure, the power defence. Blair barrels it out, looks for space, gains meterage and finds the boundary line. Right in front of the coach's box on the far side of the ground at Leongatha. Yep, that's correct. That's where the coaches are this afternoon, on the outer side, on a scaffolding that is beautifully built.
You haven't seen many, have you?
No, I haven't.
Ball thrown back in, ground level, nicely done. Dispossessed, free kick, Wonthaggi's way. They need to go back-to-back goals. The only chance they've got is to steal this, and it'll be one of the steals of the century, to be honest, as Blair runs himself in and out of trouble, finds the bro, and off they go to Wonthaggi through Chug. Straight down the corridor was the shortest way home. This could be the best way home, 2 feet off the handball, or go yourself. Goal opportunity, Brown, left leg, just offline. That could have been what they wanted, just when they needed it, and it wasn't to be.
Wonthaggi 4-8-32, trailing Leongatha 7-7-49. Owen Norman computer score with 13 minutes played last quarter.
So Cooper Elgar about to bring it back in. As he goes to the near side, can find Nash. Slows things up. Beast will jump in at any moment for any scores around the grounds whenever you see something that might catch your eye. As the kick goes down the line, Ty Hall tried to run onto it. We've got a boundary throw in at the 14-minute mark.
You were giving me a nudge, and I was done a Nicolaccino and daydream. Up at Druin there, Maul have just kicked a goal to take it to 44-37 Druin, and in an absolute mud pit up there at Druin. A close game up there.
You've got a couple of others that we'll get to as well. Hopefully the live scores are working across the Gippsland League, which they normally do. Just got on the wrong side of the boot, kicked it out of bounds on the full. Here's a Wonthaggi chance to go forward. And the two Blair boys have been great this afternoon. This one's Jack. So he's on true centre wing. Dark clouds roll in again. The lights are on here at Leongatha. And Blair's right foot kick just checked it in the end and didn't quite work. You want that one back. Kim Drew took the mark and then fell heavily. Let's hope it's just cramp. It is. For a moment there, I thought he clutched at a knee, but and that's the last thing Leongatha want is any injuries out of the game.
While he stretches that out, Darryl, I'll give you a couple of quick updates for the Gippsland League. Up at Warragul, 9-8-62 Warragul to 8-6-54 Sale.
Wow.
Over at Moe, 4-9-33 Moe to 13-7-85 Traralgon.
What the fruit jingles?
Up at Mafra, looks like Bairnsdale are going to get
Something's
home, I
happened
think,
there.
here. 11-6-72 Mafra to 12-9-81 Bairnsdale. 6-9-45 Morwell to 4-13-37 Druin.
Well, that Traralgon Moe result is massive. What, you reckon the scores are wrong?
Well,
no.
Well, Moe haven't scored for a while looks at this.
I mean, that's a 10-goal turnaround in the last 40 minutes. I mean, I hope it. I mean, that's great. But
sorry, they've kicked a point. 4-10. They must have just kicked one.
That's amazing.
Back here, you haven't missed a great deal. We've had a kick down the line, boundary throw in. We've had a stoppage. No real sort of forward thrust. That's a ball up on Leongatha's half-forward flank. 80 metres out from goal. Shannon Bray with a double tap backwards. Callahan is there. Kept it in? No, he didn't. He was happy to see it go over for a boundary throw-in.
The AFL, Sydney Swans have had a 79-point win over North Melbourne, and the Hawks have won by 13 points over Freo over in cold Tassie.
Well, Well, I'm 3 and zip, so that's good. Here we go. So the Traralgon score is, in fact, correct, 87-34. Not that we questioned your beast, it just surprised us. As Leongatha go forward again, inside their forward 50. 7-7 Leongatha here at Parrot Park. Wonthaggi 4 goals, 8. So a win is almost certain here for Leongatha. A win appears to be certain for Traralgon. A win is likely for Morwell. And Sale in a spot of bother against Warragul, which opens the door again for others. So back here at Parrot Park, the ball on the grandstand wing as we speak.
Just watching the live feed of Moe Traralgon. Traralgon have just kicked another one. Max Jacobson from the boundary line, set shot. So extends their lead.
So maybe we're seeing a Moe side that we saw a little while ago against Sale, because this is a Moe side that beat Leongatha. Yes, boys and girls. That's a Moe side that beat Leongatha a fortnight ago and can't get within 10 goals of Traralgon.
Well, Anderson plays on quickly back here at Parrot Park from a free kick, goes in towards McGuinness. The spoil was good from Leongatha. And Nash is the spoiler there. We've got a boundary throw in right on the point where the 50 meets the boundary line. Down at the city end of the ground. 17.5 minutes gone. Leongatha in control somewhat. Wonthaggi have only really kicked 1 goal in each of the quarters so far. That's been the tail of the tape. As Thomas gives a handball out to Blair, kicks around his body. McGuinness at ground level couldn't complete the mark. And we'll have a free kick though being paid to McGuinness. Just over the shoulder or chopping the arms, and Nash can't believe it. He doesn't want to give away a free kick. Darcy Hume just told him to just keep the mouth closed there. Nash still can't believe it. So a chance for Cooper McGuinness, who has won this afternoon.
18 minutes gone this quarter, Daryl. If he manages to get this through, we're back to 2 goals.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it?
So it's still there in their distance, Wonthaggi.
Well, let's have a look. This is a tough shot. From about 48 metres, put it on its way, kept it skinny, and he doesn't put it through, Beast. So the minor score on your Harvey Norman's computer scoreboard reads
4-9-33 Wonthaggi, 16 points in arrears of Leongatha with 7-7-49.
One more scoring shot only. But everything about this game, without looking at the scoreboard, you'd say Leongatha reasonably comfortably. Not super impressively, but comfortably. They've always looked organised.
They've managed the ball in between the arcs a lot better, haven't they?
Haven't they? Really well.
Scoreboard probably doesn't really reflect a great deal, but they've just managed to be in control for most of the day.
So Darcy Hume, half-back flank, kicks towards Harry with an absolute good hanger in a day like today. Over the top of Knowles. Plays on quickly. Handball's over the top now to Trotto. Does he get it back? No. Trotto goes inboard. Somehow gets a handball away. Holding the ball. No, I thought I heard a whistle. It might have been the netball court. Marriott under pressure. Knowles with a tackle. Blair with a little one. Now Thomas is under pressure for Wonthaggi. Boundary throw in. And the margin still sits at 16 points.
Haven't given it up either. They've still got 5 minutes up their sleeve to steal one from Morwell, as now Wonthaggi's Jacob Thomas along the line, half forward flank. The ball finds itself before it's been picked up by Hume. Dances around, nicely done. Brown around the body. Can he find Big Willis? The big fella got down on his knees but couldn't drag it in. Didn't need to in the end. He had support to call it a 50-50 contest.
We need to start thinking about our player of the day, thanks to Gippsland Isuzu Ute.
Don't know why. Every time we get one up here, they don't turn up.
Yes, we have.
They're on their last chance here today.
All right.
Actually, I won't say that. No. I mean, the food's good, so give them one more chance.
A couple of players to think about. Garnham's kicked 4. And just a bit of an update, Pop, will you?
Druin have marked directly in front of goals at the 21-minute mark of the final quarter. They trail by 8 points as we speak.
Wow.
But should be within 2 points with a few minutes to go. I'll update you on that one in just a moment.
We've got a boundary throw in here, so stay with that, Pop, if you want.
All right, so Druin have converted the goal. They're within 2 points. Well, desperate for a win to help secure their spot in the 5, but that too is under pressure.
So Bairnsdale might be the big winners out of this beast if Bairnsdale are still winning their game. Of course, Wonthaggi are outside the 5. Morwell are inside the 5. Bairnsdale might just take 5th spot after today. 21-minute mark back here And it is still Leongatha in control.
I'll just give you a quick some scores from the A-grade netball while I've got them, Daryl. Warragul 65 to Sale 38. Wonthaggi three goal winners, 56 to 53 over at Leongatha. Moe 67 to Traralgon 33. Maffra 34 to Bairnsdale 74. And Druin 47 over Moore 37.
All right, back here we've got another stoppage. Willis taps it down. Blair came through at pace and wins a free kick over the shoulder. He goes inboard, he wants to move it quickly to Thomas. Thomas thumps it inside forward 50. Can the power find a mark? Cornelius couldn't mark it. It scoots out the back. Darcy Hume socketed it towards the boundary line. Wonthaggi want deliberate, and they don't get it. There's an umpire right there in the right spot and didn't pay it. 22 minutes gone. Anytime you need Beast, jump in with any scores. We'll stay here for the moment. Boundary throw in. McGuinness taps it down. Working hard there was Bates. So was Forrester for Leongatha. Ball goes out the back. Blair comes off his shin. It goes over for another boundary throw in.
Drawing into attack again as we speak.
That margin only 3 points down there.
Sale have narrowed the margin at Warragul to 8 points. So Warragul are leading by 8 points.
Jared Blair from the stoppage around the body kick. Just shoved out of the way there was Anderson. McGuinness attacked it with one hand. Hit over the football. Leongatha defence stand tall. The last two off the bottom of the pack was Nash and Kim Drew, which is no surprise. Those two are hard at it. And the umpire will go again. McGuinness with the tap. Willis is there. Landed in his lap again did McGuinness. Sweeping handball out wide from Dixon towards the boundary line. Running onto it, trying to scoop that up with one hand out there. And had a nice little fight. He'd be the last one off the deck as well. That was Trotto. And another boundary throw in.
Currently 22-point margin up at Maffra there with Bairnsdale leading.
Well, they're in the box seat at the moment, aren't they?
Ball into forward 50 for Wonthaggi. Back here in Gippsland live match of the day. Sort of shooting all round Gippsland at the moment because there's so many results that can determine a season for many clubs. Especially these two here. More so Wonthaggi, obviously. Leongatha destined to finish on top. Wonthaggi's finish could be anywhere from as high as probably third and as low as 7th or 8th. It's where they sit right now. But a win from Druin over Morwell and a loss from Wonthaggi. You heard that before. They all of a sudden are a game and a half out with still a handful of games to go.
It's an exciting competition this year in the Gippsland League, and as the weather starts to improve, we hope it is soon.
Yes.
It's not right now, of course, over the next few weeks. A quick kick from Blair from the boundary line. Around the body, just missing. And that could have been one as well, but it's a minor score back here.
4-10-34 Wonthaggi, 7-7-49 Leongatha. 14 scoring shots apiece, but a 15-point advantage to Leongatha.
Few games that have wound up here in mid-Gippy. Yanar 16-point winners over Stony Creek. Thorpedale 20-point winners over Tarwin. MDU 106-point winners over Mubu North. We've got Fish Creek 43-point winners over Tura. And the Moore East Ballara game has only 6 points in it as it sits at the moment.
So Garnham took a good mark, got it towards the wing area here. And Stewart was wrapped up by Gilmore. And we'll have a ball up.
I wouldn't want to give that one up, Beast, either. The Hawks have been good so far all year, but
they have.
She's pretty tight up the top of the ladder in mid-Gippsland as well.
Absolutely.
And the top two get the double chance only.
They do, yeah. Leongatha go forward, but only as far as Knowles, who's kicked towards the grandstand. Can't find a teammate, but can grab a free kick. It'll go the way of Lindsay. Right half-back flank, grandstand side. Look, they've been valiant, if nothing else, but they just haven't been able to crack this Leongatha side, and there's no shame in that neither.
Oh dear.
As they changed direction.
Oh, beautiful.
And the kick was pinpoint perfect. Probably one of the great change of directions as Chug ran onto it beautifully. Found a teammate half forward flank. Starting to get dark here at Parrot Park. And it looks out of their reach as Patterson kicks towards goals, but 2 goals in a minute can change things dramatically here, but they need to find the goals right now. A free kick goes their way right now. Believe it or not, it's going to go the way of McGuinness, who's kicked one
will have the opportunity to be the only multiple goal scorer for Wonthaggi, and he puts this through, and all of a sudden they're just 9 points down. We've only got probably minutes to go, I'd say, Paul Carter.
Yeah, none of the quarters have gone to 30 minutes.
And we've gone 26 now, so there's no time to waste, but there's no opportunity to miss either, so he needs to make the most of it. McGuinness directly in front, off the boot. I reckon he's pushed it right. He has.
Game over.
Yeah, there's the problem. You sort of want to not waste any time, but you want to find the big sticks, and that causes a problem in itself.
4:11:35, Wonthaggi to trailing Leongatha 7:7:49.
Out of side they go to the Parrots. Lands in the hand on the far side with Drew, who will chip it over the top. He's got a teammate on. This guy's been good. Max Donoghue this afternoon goes backwards. They're just going to hold on to it. Cooper Elgar has 50 now as they lead by 14 late in this last quarter.
Moore will take a 4-point lead over Druin. It is very hard to see who's who on that ground at the moment. Lucky they've got the scores in the bottom corner.
Imagine playing in it. You wouldn't know if it's a teammate or an opposition player.
I'm happy in here with me jam donut, to be honest.
He is here this afternoon for Carpet Country. And there's a free kick on the outer side. It goes to Jackson Harries on the halfback flank for the Leongatha side. We're just about to tick over 27.5 minutes. Can't be long to go. As Paul Carter said, not one quarter has gone 30 minutes. They've all gone around the 28-minute mark. So Leongatha lead by 14 points. Harry's kick down the line. Willis in the front spot. Can't complete the mark. Goes through the legs there of Hall. The tackler is Donoghue. I've got a feeling we might be talking to him in a moment. There's Max Donoghue for this Leongatha side. Ball up true centre wing. Willis taps it down. At pace was Blair. Handballed over the shoulder. There is Donoghue. Left foot kick to half forward. Goes through a couple. Fergus O'Connor's there. Squeezed a handball somehow to Schultz. Gives it to Gilmore. Gilmore under pressure with a high kick. Into the middle of the ground to Cornelius direction. A big spoil by Hume. Goes to the ground level. Handball there was from Bates to Gilmore. His kick to half forward. Willis comes in one direction. And coming the other there is Sovereign. Handball's backwards to Hume. That's Darcy. Under pressure, holding the footy. Advantage will be paid. Lindsay goes on the chest of McGuinness. Can't find him. Front and square was Cornelius. Kick around the body from right to left as it come back. Not enough. It's a minor score. 28.5 minutes gone. Final quarter.
4:12:36, 13 points in arrears of Leongatha with 7:7:49 on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard.
We're disappointing for Warragul because they've definitely had their chance. They've kicked plenty of points this quarter, and definitely. Wonthaggi. Who did I say?
Warragul.
Warragul, mate. Okay. Sorry, mate. They're both W's.
Yes.
Easy mistake.
No, anyone who sits in the boxer's seat has the same problem. Don't feel too bad. It's catchy.
Connor. And a half-back for the Power, wrapped up in a Hall tackle. Final scores down there at Druin Beast.
Yeah, it looks like it's a 3-point win to Moore, 6:10:46 to Druin 5:13:43.
So it keeps them in the top 5 for the moment. Bairnsdale with their win. We'll get all your scores after the game here. As Walker back for Leongatha has it, goes lateral to Lammers, just the required 15. 29.5 minutes. Can you believe it? This might go 30. As Lammers decides to kick high down the line. The target will be Harry. He's going to fly in the end. Uncontested mark. 50 metres out. They want him to have a shot on goal. Take all the time because this could be after the siren. There's Jackson Harry through the effects mic. Someone says run around him. Just to add a little bit of flair. Jackson Harry.
Like every good country footy town and bar, there's plenty of advice getting given from plenty of blokes who probably didn't kick the ball.
50 metres out, 30 minutes, final quarter. The Parrots lead. He doesn't get onto it. It goes to the top of the square. No one can mark. Goes out the back. And they rush it through. Schultz does. And that is a minor score. The margin's out to 14 points now.
7:8:50 Leongatha to 4:12:36 Wonthaggi.
Schultz kicks it in. That's picked off by Walker. And he is too far out to score. A little short in stature is Walker. Kicks to the top of the square. Harry might just have one last go. Garnham wants to take a hanger. No one can complete the mark. Garnham on all fours. Handball's out. Siren sounds. That's a 14-point victory to the Leongatha side. And they win at 7:8:50. Have defeated Wonthaggi 4:12:36. We've got the post-game coming up after the break.
And we'll have hopefully a player from the Leongatha side we'll have a chat to. And of course our Zambrero goal today, all the scores from around the grounds. It is at Gippsland Live on TRFM. And Leongatha have won it by 14 points here. We'll wrap things up very shortly. It is all thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.
Oh, you're coming in the room. Righto, mate. Oh, hang on. Probably you do this one.